Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to SimTrack's Broadcasting as we are here for the 5th Annual Daytona 500 in the 1987s. Excellent race we've got here tonight. 200 laps, 100% fuel limit is what we're going to be looking at, and an unlimited set of tires. That's just about right there for the 87s. It's buy all that you can afford out there. Fixed setup race, of course, no fast repairs. I'll be your lead producer tonight, Patrick Morrison, as we are coming into this one. Yes, a little bit late. You would think we would be looking at qualifying, but we are not. Duels have already happened. Qualifying has already happened. These guys are getting started on this 102-degree track temperature. Let's get to our starting grid right away because I want to make sure I show you guys where these guys start. Bobby Wetzel will be starting in that number 1 spot next to Josh Conover. Nick Pressey will be starting in 3rd next to Matthew George. Kevin Gunther will be 5th next to Cody Smith. Moving on to Jamison Middlemiss and Dalton Tucker. You'll notice that name. We've seen him in the number 1 car. He'll be in the 21 here tonight. Moving on to Robert Kirch, who starts next to Nick Gillis. Gillis looking to have a good night here tonight. But Michael Mata and looks like Ryan Patty will be starting in that 12th position. Moving on through to the rest of our field here as they're getting ready to come up to the line. Sam Taylor and Dylan Picklesheimer, who have led a bunch of laps in the 4th Daytona 500, will be going for it here. He'll be starting 14th. Nathan Finnegan will be starting in the number 15 spot next to Mark Parkhurst. And starting row number 9, looks like Cody Height and Brandon Dunford. Dunford, late start here tonight, but he'll be going for it. As soon as the green flag drops, Bob DeJersey will be starting in 19th next to Brandon Sox. And Brady Moats, trusting the system out there, looks like 21st for him. That's going to be a rough start as he's going to be starting from the back of the field. Right now, Stella, we are getting ready to go around for our final time here tonight at Daytona, as this is going to be an excellent race here tonight. I can't wait to see what all these guys have in store for us here, seeing that the 1987 cars are going out here super fast, don't require the draft, got plenty of power underneath the hoods, and this is right before we started with the restrictor plates, so a lot of speed is going to be coming out of these cars. You know, what do you expect to see tonight? You're going to be expecting to see guys shoot up the track? Or are you going to be seeing them to kind of hang back and try to tick off a few of these laps, seeing that there are 200 here? Or are we just expecting a brawl and a whole bunch of wrecks?
Well, let's not go for the brawl and a whole bunch of wrecks. Caution laps are never as fun as race laps. But we're looking at that old Gen car like you were talking about. The qualifying time here is held by Bill Elliott in the 1987 version at 42 seconds. I'm kind of curious to see if these guys can get up and do that kind of speed. But here we are at the World Center of Racing, 2.5 miles on the Tri-Oval. I think it'll be a high line all night long.
All right, well, I guarantee you everybody's going to be on edge here tonight as the pace car lights are out of the Ford Mustang up front. I can't wait to see how Bobby Wetzel's Buick holds in. He'll be on that number 1 spot, and Josh Conover's Monte Carlo sitting on the outside. Check out that Bud machine. Expect him to be fast here tonight. He's going to be on a roll. I think our sleeper in the back is really going to be Dylan Picklesheimer, who's right now currently sitting in that 14th spot in the number 88. Watch out for him. I've got him circled here on my sheet, showing that Dylan Picklesheimer, I guarantee you we'll see him in the lead or close to the top 3 somewhere about 10 laps into this one. Now, only 4 laps in last race we were here that Dalton Tucker actually was able to get into the top 3 from starting dead last. They have the opportunity. They're going to try it again. Here we go for the kickoff here of the 5th Annual Daytona 500. Green flag is out, and away we go. Right now, Josh Conover, Bobby Wetzel will be shooting into turn number 1 here. No problems yet as we see a little shuffling there in the backfield. Fortunately, no 3 wide as we are in the 1987s.
Yeah, let's not go 3 wide yet. I do not expect them to not do it. Woo, we got a little infield action there, but at least we're not in the grass.
Yeah, a couple of drivers going ahead and ducking on out. I say Dalton Tucker was going to have a good run. He is our first driver to duck on into the infield. That gives him 11 positions dropped as it leaves him all the way down in the 19th position. Let's move on up to Ryan Patty, who is moving up 5 positions so far. That's now 7th. Watch and learn as these guys definitely start flossing and flowing through this field. Now, Stella, there's a crazy scheme for you. Check out the number 23 Ford here. of Mark Parkhurst. Now, that is definitely a loud car, not only just from his paint scheme, but the way he's out there driving so far. That's 2 gained, and we're already halfway through lap number 2, so he is already picking up the pace here. Looks like in that Nintendo car, the 23 Ford that is, so watch out for him. Whoa, man, as somebody who wasn't, Nathan Finnegan, who comes down and cuts him off. As Chevy Monte Carlo tells him to keep that Ford Thunderbird behind him.
27 just came off the wall. Brady Motes took a tag there. Oh, and and now he's in the grass.
All right, well, looks like Brady Motes and the Kodak machine. Now that Pontiac is not doing so well. He's got to figure out how to trust the system here as he's sitting in the 21st position. He'll be looking at the rest of the field. But as you can see that car bumping around, Stella, old school cars, we are on the old school track. They are bumping and banging around. So not only what you see here from even our view, they look pretty solid, but that track is rough as a cob out there. These guys are bouncing around. That suspension up and down, unloading the suspension. Guys are having a lot of trouble out there trying to hold on and stay on the track. Now, once this track was repaved, it was fantastic. You could almost drive this thing with 2 fingers, but not in this case. As you can see right now, Kevin Gunther trying to shoot around the track here. Let's hop inside as you see him kind of bumping and banging around out there.
I was just going to say, if you take a look at that Lowe's car, that chin spoiler down there on yellow up against you can really see the up and downs. But yeah, this track, it started out in 1959. It got its first repave in 1978 and then in 2010. Now, we're on the old school here. What we're looking at in modern day was a 2013 complete redo, but this is an old track at this point, 1978 pavement.
Yep, and here we are with Ryan Patty getting his Pontiac up to the front there in that DeWalt machine. That gets him around Jamison Middlemiss there, who is now back down to his original qualifying position. Oddly enough, only him, Bob DeJersey, and Brady Motes remain in their original qualifying position. Some of the fast times that we are seeing out here are now breaking below the 43-second mark. Stella, we see guys even in the next-gen cars closer around 48 seconds. So we pick up time on the track, but slower down in the pits. We're going to see guys somewhere between that 20 to 30-second pit stop mark, where even in the next gens, if you aren't under 15 seconds, you are losing a handful of positions. So a lot of things are going to be taken into account differently here tonight, and I can't wait to see how well this goes. We got a lot of laps to go. Guys are really trying to make their place and make their mark now. Nick Gillis there on the outside in the STP machine. Looks like a good throwback there to either Kyle or Richard Petty, whichever one decided to race that number that year. And they are moving up front. Check out Gillis. Gillis to the outside here, trying to take another look for it. The 16 machine staying to the inside. That is Middlemiss, but look at Gillis doing his own thing. No draft required as he goes and gives a quick kiss to the wall. Ryan Patty's going to join him. Right front fender is out, and the 43 machine gets time in the light here. No caution. We are going to see if that right front wheel is still even attached. It's not going to matter. He's around this time. There it is. There's the wheel.
And there's the wheel.
All right,
man.
Gonna have to get the tow truck out there.
I think that might have been a whole makeout session. Oh my heavens.
Well, this is hateful here for the 43 machine of Nick Gillis. Was able to complete lap number 7 before his car took a hard turn into the wall. I think he was trying to salvage something of that car, but it was not having any of it. And as you can see,
I'm impressed.
Well, Stella, it's kind of a wash here, as if he wished to tow back to pit road, if he can get that thing to turn down pit road here.
It's no fast repairs. He's
right. Well, it would cost him 5 minutes to tow down into pit road.
Ooh, big track. Okay.
But he is doing more damage by driving it. As this thing is continuing to scrape, his suspension is taking more and more and more damage as we go here. So right now, Nick Gillis, boy, you hate seeing that happen. Definitely getting a top 10 start here. And
last time I saw a vehicle go this far on 3 tires, it was Gravedigger in a freestyle. I mean, and usually he says, I'm missing a tire, no problem, keep going. But These cars are not made to do this.
No, and he's definitely going to be down to the oil cooler, so we'll definitely keep an eye on out there. I'm sure the safety crew will be out there trying to see if they can clean up this track, because he has left a solid strain of oil all the way around. And hopefully that does not collect anybody else. Bobby Wetzel, who was on the pole, still runs in that number 1 position. Conover, who was to his outside, now will be 4th. So this should be a quick pit stop time for these guys, as I'm sure right now Nick Gillis has entered his pit box, so everybody's going to be rushing around him here. Pretty quick to get that right front tire back on Nick Gillis' car, so the pit crew can work on it. Let's see how it looks as they come down pit road now.
Oh.
Guarantee you Kevin Gunther's got something up his sleeve there, and what he didn't have was his foot on the brake pedal. Slides past the box here. And I've got to admit, Stella, seeing how these cars are, and when you're trying to come into the pit box, it is nearly impossible to see that guy with the flag down, especially if you don't have something signifying what the color is, such as you see some of those toolboxes up there. That one, the bright yellow, I guarantee you he won't miss his spot. Some of these other guys who have red toolboxes or the black ones, they're going to be missing their pit boxes a few times here tonight. And you're going to see a bunch of guys with some slide-through issues. Gunther, who was up in the top 3, looks like 6th position for him. So you see, it has cost him here as he has dropped back now to the 6th position. So we'll see on the restart how it looks. But I do want to take a look at Nick Gillis here, at what got him loose to even get this started. Before the yellow flag even came out, he ended up clipping the wall here, coming right through the tri-oval. This is actually when the damage began. As we roll it back, I'm trying to see, because he was on a roll coming out of 4. And right as he works here with Ryan Patty, it looked like the 12, I don't think, took any of the air off the nose. Patty didn't steer into him. He took the brunt of the damage, and that's the shot right there. So that right front fender comes off that car. Yeah, and this is, fortunately, where it almost looks like the safer barrier wall still maintains out there. Right here. I think he tries to get it down to the bottom of the track, and it just goes up. Oof. Yeah, and that right there, that was Brady Moats just barely missing that tire that disconnects, and you see rolling down into pit road. So we'll see if NASCAR finds the 43 machine out there for continuing around the track, because heavy cleanup is going to have to continue to get these guys back under green. Single file restarts here. No one should be a lap down other than Nick Gillis, who remains in pit for the last 2.5 minutes. They're going to be trying to piece his car back together here. I do not see him in the infield car care center, so there is a possibility that we may see him return back to the track. I'm sure STP would probably enjoy getting their name out there just a little bit longer than what he did here tonight.
Yeah, I was also going to make a comment right before we had our tiny tussle up there, was that Dylan Picklesheimer, you were talking about, keeping an eye on him. He was setting, the lap speed, best lap times during practice, and he did once again here during the race. So he's got something up his sleeve in that engine compartment.
Yep. Well, we're going to see what he's got going on. Got a strong motor underneath that Chevrolet. I'm concerned about Robert Kirsch here, who is sitting currently right now in the in the 20th spot in the 67. I'm sure currently showing him a lap down. I'm not sure his starting position. Stella, do we have a confirmation whether he got a waiver out here?
We do not.
Okay, because I thought he should be up. He should be in the inside lane all the way up front. For Robert here, and I hate to see him kind of get kicked back. I think he probably should be up front. So L-Town Motorsports might be on the back foot here. Sam Taylor, Kirsch, and Picklesheimer should be kind of radioing up and letting him know here. Pace car lights are off. Let's go ahead and get this one back underway, as Nick Pressey will be starting in the number 1 spot with an awesome pit stop time. with a 20.47. That did give him a 4-second gain just down pit road. So the 94 Ford is going to lead us off back to our first restart here of the night. Appreciate everybody joining us out there in the chat. Douglas Ross, I see you out there. Josh Conover and Stella definitely chiming in to talk to these guys. Notice the breakaway here in the top 4. Wetzel looking to take that lead right on back. Nick Pressey going to be heading on back to the 4th position, and 1, 2, 3 like that. Around they go. Excellent pass. Somebody's been studying a little bit of film out there. As you can tell, a great place to pass is diving into turn 3 on that low line, and they are able to make a beautiful pass, setting Nick Pressey back to the 4th position. Bobby Wetzel now regaining the lead. Now is going to try to lead some laps, but it looks like Conover taking a peek here to the inside, but he hits those bumps. They are close to that yellow line. Notice how they bob back to the top of the track as they hit those bumps. And right now, I guarantee you, Conover, boink, little bump right there, trying to push Bobby Wetzel to see if they can get this front 3 to break away from the pack. No pack racing here normally, but as we are not coming under a green flag pit stop here, which if we did, Stella, right now about this time, we are looking somewhere about lap 45. I think we should be out of fuel here.
Yeah, it looks like everybody came in for tires and fuel on that first pit stop they had. They took the opportunity to even change tires, but with our unlimited tire basis, why not? Unless you happen to particularly like to run warm tires. Right now, I'm really kind of enjoying Cody Smith's Miller High Life retro paint scheme there, and even more. Take a look at the push he is putting on Bobby Wetzel.
Yeah, I was going to say, smooth move there by Cody Smith getting around Josh Conover on the last turn as they shoot down the backstretch here. Notice still some shuffling here in the background as we see right now Dalton Tucker and the number 21 machine. He is working his way up. Brandon Socks, he's moved up 15 on the night. So great pit stops by a lot of our guys in the back of the field. The 34 Chevrolet gained a bunch as he was only had an under a 22-second pit stall time, and Bob DeJersey with under a 24-second pit stall time. These guys are currently sitting 5th and 6th as we separate 3 wide heading down the backstretch.
Yeah, at a minimum 3 wide. Now, Ryan Patty did spend a minute down there, but he was also the sideswipe victim of Nick Gillis when he came off the wall.
All right now in the danger zone is Jameson Milmus right now. Mata and Finnegan are around him in the 61 and the number 6. Splitting about 3 wide heading down that backstretch and through turn 3 and 4. Looks like everything calms down a little bit, just back to 2 wide, which is manageable at a track like this. But man, oh man, that is not a place I'd want to really mess around, as seeing that it is so early into this race that we've only got one driver who's down and out, still remains in the pits for the last 8 minutes here is Nick Gillis. He was able to complete at least 7 laps of this race. Hopefully we will see him return sooner than later, but we are into it with control arms and struts. And Robert Kirsch out there, who is currently our only driver, 1 lap down. 1 caution back, he may be able to get back to it, but notice he is way off pace here. He is looking, I believe, boy, good Lord. I don't even have a time. I think he's like 52 seconds behind. Yeah, he's
lap
about
down, 54.
Yeah, he's about a light year back there, so hopefully he is able to return back to the run here. Nick Pressey, go ahead.
Yeah, take a look at our hard charger right this moment while he's up here. Number 34, Brandon Socks. He is getting in the mix there with Dalton Tucker, who is back up in 4th. But Brandon Socks is 17 up from where he started. Yep, he's looking for that 18th spot as he puts Pressey into the rear view. Whoa, has to make a quick split off there. Looks like a bad push, possibly from DeJersey, who's sitting behind him, who is now in the he's currently in the 86. He's now sitting 3rd. Great race here so far as Brandon Socks has moved up to the 2nd position. Bobby Wetzel will be next on his list, but obviously somebody out there knows something that's going on. A lot of your drivers that you've seen up front are starting to fade back, and I think they're starting to smell trouble. Something's getting ready to happen up here, as notice the 34 buries the rear bumper into the back of Bobby Wetzel's Buick to help shove him into turn 3.
Wetzel holds on to it beautifully, though. Does not seem to get him out of shape through 3 and 4. He's going to lead himself another lap here as Sox chasing. Bob DeJersey sitting third, Dalton Tucker fourth. Kevin Gunther fighting his way back up to fifth after a crummy pit stop time.
Yeah, you're right. I'm noticing, people like Josh Conover, who were way up top at the start, are hiding now back here in 16th. Like you say, maybe it's the process.
Yeah. Well, Dylan Picklesheimer doing just that. He is moved. He's currently still sitting 14th here in the back. So I would think these guys are probably let's let this race kind of fizzle out a little bit. Let's let a few things happen. Because there could be a couple of silly cautions up front here. The last thing you want to do is get caught. There are no faster pairs, so a lot of guys really ain't going to have to weigh that as an option. Or it's not an option, if we look at it a different way. That, we can either press harder and get up to the front and get in trouble, or we can hang back and try to let this race come to us and try again. But I think we've got somebody falling off the table there just a little bit here in the back.
It almost looks like a DeWalt car.
Yeah, I believe so. And that should have been Ryan Patty out there. Patty, I think, about to be overtaken by Sam Taylor.
Yeah, I think he's having a quick trouser check after that, because he hit that paint and everything kind of went sideways. Yeah. But maintained control and looking good.
I don't want to take any flame away from Brandon Sox here, but he has been our leader here for now the second lap. Brandon Sox now up to the number 1 spot. DeJersey up to second. Both these guys gaining 19, a minimum of 17 positions for DeJersey there, as he is out in front. So we are single file here getting around the backstretch as we shoot down, aiming into 3. Everybody's pretty single file, still popping out as Brady Moats. Moats wants to take a little bit of a peek around Kevin Gunther there, who's now falling back as we hop inside Brady Moats' vehicle.
Yeah, it looks like these guys are riding the hobby horse out here. As much up and down action as they're getting as they go forward.
Yep. 20 laps complete here of the 200 laps at the Great American Race. The Daytona 500, the 5th annual one here for the National Oval Racing Association. Guys, if you like what you see here, don't forget NORA, or the National Oval Racing Association, are looking for drivers for this upcoming season. You might be thinking next gens. No, sir. We are not racing the next gens this upcoming season. If I'm not mistaken here, Stella, January 29th, we're going to be kicking off with the Gen 4 cars, and they are even bringing it back retro style. They're going to be the same paints, same numbers. These guys are going to be out there laying down some laps exactly like you see here. So we're fast forwarding all the way into the present, but we're still going to be in the near. The near past, I guess, seeing that it's not going to be as far back. So a lot of guys are pretty excited about that, especially Gen 4. Had a little opportunity to race with these guys. It's just as crazy as it looks. It's extremely hard to handle these cars, especially here. And right now, Bob DeJersey is out here battling Brandon Sox out there for the lead.
Yeah, looking good. I'm going to be surprised, though, if Highline doesn't take it, because that low line is just a bounce house.
Yes. Yeah, it's a pretty much a nightmare down there on that bottom line. It does take some testicular fortitude to hold on to that car, though. It's extremely rough on that bottom line. As you can see right now, Brandon Sox getting a mouthful of it again right there on that bottom line, bouncing him around. Whoa! DeJersey rotating up into Bobby Wetzel. Wetzel knows where the nice soft line is, staying up high. Now, what you'll see some guys do, or the veterans, will hang up around that dotted white line, and that's where you see Wetzel is. If he can stay up toward the top, he'll get the lead, and that's what he's done right now. Leading by half a car length, coming out of turn number 4.
Yeah, looking good. Whoa, we got a little touch to the wall there. But, yeah, Cody Smith is back up in the Miller High Life car, right in the mix again. I think he's going to be giving him a little challenge here real quick.
Super speedways, they can't count anybody out. They're going to keep marching on through, definitely on this track. Now, speaking of which, if you think this race is a little bit for fun, I would say yes, but there's also some money involved here, Stella. $150 is the winner's purse here tonight, but everybody 1 through 5 is going to get an opportunity. So what does Brandon Sox do? Drop it down to the bottom and take the inside for turn number 3, regains the lead and puts both Wetzel and DeJersey into the rearview mirror.
Yeah, momentarily anyway. Let's see how long he holds it. But we've got a little action in the back. Look at Sam Taylor. He just set a blazing sub 42-second lap.
Yeah, no kidding. Breaking below 42, 41.98 for Sam Taylor. And you want to talk about the Miller High Life car? Check out that one. Holy cow. You definitely flossed your teeth in that paint. That thing is shiny. Good.
Oh my. It sure is.
Well, he better look good out there in that gold number 3. I would say, Stella, anybody racing the number 3, high expectations.
I understand that.
Yeah, normally that's kind of almost a forbidden number to go out there, just paying homage to the great Dale Earnhardt. All right, taking a look here. Sam Taylor to the inside of the 61, and Michael Mata to the back. Boy, look at the flossing around here. That's Brady Moats working on the outside here of Ryan Patty.
Yeah. I think Patty might be a little gun shy at this point of having somebody so close to the wall with him there. He's going to want to get out of Dodge.
Yeah. Now, I know a couple of vehicles, or we've been watching these drivers go around a few times, and you may have questioned, there was a white car. Ouch. Shot to the wall here, Brady Moats.
Exactly.
Well, that was the exact spot that Nick Gillis hit. And that's the only part about turn 4 taking that outside. You've almost got to pull down a little bit to stay off that wall. It almost wants to suck you into the wall.
Well, when you get to that tri-oval, you're looking at an 18-degree banking versus 31 degrees on those other turns.
Yeah, as everything changes up a little bit. But as I was saying before, you may have been thinking there was a white car down toward the bottom as we kind of made a few laps around there. There was actually Robert Kirsch out there that we had passed a couple of times. I think he's got something wrong with that car out there. He has been going down lap after lap here, and I don't know if he's having some engine problems. He's come in and visit pit road for the 3rd time here tonight. This time, he's currently sitting in the box for the last 2 minutes. And I think his pit crew is not real happy with whatever that car is doing out there. And seeing the look on Robert Kirsch's face, he is not a happy camper either. So looks like his night will be coming short. Hopefully we'll see him back out there. Hopefully a caution, if a caution does come out, it gives him some opportunity to fix it here. Getting bumped out here is Bob DeJersey. That's him actually falling down to the 10th place. I don't know what happened there. I'm going to see if I can find something from our producer out there and see what he sees. Because in the blink of an eye, he actually got marched out of position here. Let's take a look back.
We're watching the 86 car up there up front. Okay. Nope. High line.
Well, Bob DeJersey down here on the bottom. No one supporting him there as he drops back.
And takes Brandon Sox with him.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now, definitely something going on there. I would say that may be a little bit of teamwork here from those two. So I'm wondering if they got something going on. But they figured out a lot about their car. Bob DeJersey falling down to 19th. That's now dead last. Brandon Sox currently sitting ahead of him.
Wow.
Now, Stella, what I would do right here as a team, you know you can get up front. You know you can lead this race. You know how the guys are going to race up front. Now it's just time to tick those laps off and get back to it. I mean, not but 10 laps ago, we had Bobby Wetzel in the lead. We also had Brady Moats and Josh Conover up in the top 10. And notice how all these guys have rotated back to the back again. Conover sitting 13th. Matthew George, we haven't said a word about him tonight out there in the what should be the Terry Labonte number 5 Chevrolet out there. But little, I don't think Terry Labonte was in the number 5 Kellogg's machine until much later. That's right. I'm sure The guy will straighten me out on that. And Brady Moats currently sitting 15th. Notice how all of Flatline, and that's another thing I'm working here, is actually looking at my paper here. Most of Flatline is here in the back.
Yeah, eight guys are here tonight from Flatline Motorsports.
Yeah. Drivers like Ryan Patty, not with Flatline, is actually still up front, sitting 6th. But Dalton Tucker with Flatline is sitting 3rd.
Okay.
All right, well, Cody Smith has the lead. So right now, Miller High Life is living it as he's coming up to the checkered line to go ahead and get lap number 32, as he's still got 170 some odd laps left to go here.
Yeah, now we are here at lap 32. You were saying in the 40s we can go now on fuel. And that would put, they came in on lap 8? So we still got a lot of tire left too, right?
You would think on 10.5-inch tires, these slicks and how rough this track is, it may behoove them to go ahead and throw a set of tires on, seeing that they have the unlimited amount of tires that they can put on it.
But
strategic-wise, you could nix them. I would probably still throw a set of right sides on, just for a little bit of handling coming out of 4.
You wouldn't come down on a green flag though, at this point, would you?
Driver's choice. It could pay off. It could not. You could win or lose a race. I believe it was the 1978 race that Richard Petty won over Bobby Allison by not taking tires and doing a fuel and go, and won by a 40-second margin.
Oh, jeez.
Well, this is back way before before the stock car, when stock cars were stock cars.
We're stock cars.
Right.
Yes.
So, I mean, it still had the factory steering wheel on it and everything, but he did decide not to take tires. And that was a choice by him and his crew chief, that not enough tire wear warranted having to take tires and put tires on it. So Richard Petty just said, hey, throw fuel in it. And they did. Topped him off, and he raced it all the way to the end, and they never caught him. He ended up winning the Daytona 500 yet again. I think that was his fourth.
They're coming up on Robert Kirsch here real quick. Is he going to take the low line again and let these guys go past?
I would assume so. Seeing Robert Kirsch currently right now, his speed is about 192, and these guys are hovering around 200, so they are catching up to him extremely quick here. As right now, this is Dalton Tucker looking forward.
Yeah. I just know that sometimes when we come upon lap traffic or whatnot, it really can put a cramp in some of their styles as far as, driving along. And if he goes down, there he went down. Fine and dandy, everybody goes by. But it can be a little bit of a strategy, too, if you've got a teammate that's a lap down and stays on the field.
Yeah. I was up there pulling up the battle box there for just a little bit. That way you could see the reeling in. Dalton Tucker went ahead and sawed away about a 1-second gap between them in a matter of a turn or so. So not too bad. Dalton Tucker has the lead here in the in the 21 Ford. As right now his Thunderbird is charging ahead. 2 Buicks sit behind him. Nathan Finnegan's Monte Carlo sits in 4th. And Nick Pressey sitting in that 5th spot. Right now, Ryan Patty sitting down in the Pontiac. Right now, it's sitting 6th. Kevin Gunther 7th. Michael Mata is sitting in 8th. Sam Taylor 9th. And Mark Parkhurst sitting in 10th. Dylan Picklesheimer looking just outside the top 10 as he sits 11th. Jamison Middlemiss is 12th, currently battling there with Brady Moats. Goes ahead and puts him back into the rearview mirror. It's, moving on to Josh Conover, who's currently in the 14th position. Matthew George is 15th. Cody Height 16th. And that's going to bring up the rear of the field with Brandon Dunford, Brandon Sox, and Bob DeJersey. Robert Kirsch still rotating around the track, finally completing his 24th lap here of the night. And I don't know if he's still suffering some damage there on the right front of his car. Yeah, it looks like something may have happened to his car out there.
Yeah, something's happening to the Tide car, too. He's blinking in and out here for the last couple laps.
Yeah, Brandon Dunford's known for losing that internet connection occasionally. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
right now. Yeah, Brandon sucks right now. I guarantee he's nervous.
I don't blame him. Oh.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, that's interesting.
All right, let's find something a little more fun. It looks like Brady
the fact
Moats.
that Bobby Wetzel has made his way back up there past not only Dalton, who was in the lead before in front of Cody Smith, but in front of Cody Smith too. So, got a whole kind of lead change up here.
Yeah. Now they better cut it out there. As you were talking about Bobby Wetzel having the lead, well, that got taken away real quick. The 94
Yes.
of Nick Pressey puts his Ford Thunderbird out front.
That did not take long.
Now, that Buick LeSabre sitting right behind him, Bobby Wetzel, is going to be a thorn in everybody's side, or a pain in the butt. But he is trying to hold on to it there, and that is the number 6 of Nathan Finnegan. Right now, that is him currently up 12 positions here on the night, giving him a 3rd place right now, taking a peek there at 2nd. He is holding it tight, seeing if the number 30 can help him, and he does. Gets a little bit of the downforce off the rear of that car, and he might be able to make a shot here for the lead.
Yeah, it didn't hurt that Michael Mata came up right in the nick of time and gave Patty that 3rd person to help push up forward.
Yep, a little bit of sparks coming off Bobby Wetzel's car there as he makes contact with that outside wall on the exit of turn 4. Right now, great job there by Ryan Patty trying to sneak that right front fender in to see if he can get a little bit of draft. That does help him help Patty clear Bobby Wetzel there, as Patty's now in the 3rd. Wait for the 61 machine and Michael Mata to come in high. Yeah, down to the bottom. Right now, look at that run. I'll tell you what, Stella, there's a lot happening here in the top 5, and especially this early into the run.
I'm liking it. It looks like racing, you know. I like it when they use the door draft, when they push and pull. I mean, nobody's wrecking anybody, and this is awesome. Ooh, big checkup by Wetzel.
Yeah, this is going to be awesome here so far. As we're right now looking at a shot for 3rd. Looks like Patty's going to get marched out again. The 61 machine of Michael Mata going to try to switch it up. Patty going to hold on, bottom line. Waiting for the 31 of Kevin Gunther to take another peek, but he backs out.
Yeah.
All right. As you see, a couple drivers go down, nudge that yellow line yet again. Still being led by Nick Pressey in the front. Right now, that $150 is sounding pretty good to any driver out here as they still remain in the chase. Right now, 19 drivers out of the 21 that started still remain on the lead lap here. Looking for Jamison Middlemiss here. There he is out there in the number 16 Chevrolet, laying down a few laps before a race tonight. Said he's feeling pretty good about the car. He just doesn't want to jump the gun too soon. And so he's going to take a little bit of that, maybe a Bill Elliott move here, and see if he can sit back and then attack a little bit later here in the run.
Established 2012, it looks like. I could not read what the product was upside down, however.
Middlemiss?
Yes, on the hood we were just looking at.
Let's see if I can get that drone.
Okay. Salisbury Brewing. Excellent.
All right. Let's check our battle for the lead here. This is Finnegan going to the inside. The 94 Ford trying to hold him off there. As we're only coming up on the completion of lap number 43. Patty trying to shut the door to keep that number 6 down on the bottom. Where does Wetzel decide to go here? Wetzel to the outside. And that's going to help a clear, not 1 but 2. Man, talk about a burst of speed there. Excellent job. But Wetzel unable to continue getting past. Check back here on Conover, is now sitting 12th. Middle Miss is now dropped to 13th. Conover slowly creeping up, though. Notice how he's kind of getting up front, squeaking up just a little bit more, and then he, as soon as he finds there's plenty of room around him, then he makes another pass. So right now, I expect to see him try to overcome Sam Taylor and Picklesheimer here. And try to get his way back up to the front. Right now, Brandon Dunford's connection is horrible tonight, as he is still shuffling out around that 17th position. And I'm wondering if he's hanging back just because of that situation.
Yeah, I haven't seen where they've given him an EOL or anything, but he wouldn't have far to go to achieve that.
We're sitting on top of Bobby Wetzel's car now. Taking a look back at Nathan Finnegan, taking a few little angles there. As you can see the bumping from the front bumper there of Nathan Finnegan, how this track is. This thing is rough. They are still holding on, so those arms are starting to burn a little bit. After practice, after the duels, after qualifying, then a warm-up session here before we got going. These guys are bouncing and hammering around again.
I like it. Now, so we have two brewing companies, right? One in front, one behind. This is Great Lakes Brewing.
We take a look here at Finnegan, taking a look to the inside. Wetzel's going to go ahead and let him go by. Sounds like we got a little bit of tire sliding out there from Bobby Wetzel, so right now that car's starting to feel it. Lap number 46 underway, and we should be getting pretty close here to our pit window.
Yeah, and I'm watching their last laps. I mean, they are all running about a 44.5. Plus or minus a tenth. So if anybody had an advantage of tires or tire savings, it doesn't really look like it's come to fruition. So I would be very surprised if we aren't looking at a full 4-tire and fuel stop this round.
Yep. Well, we're going to watch them stretch it out a little bit. I think maybe, all right, so lap 38 puts 30 laps. Well, it should be 40 laps. Boy. They're going to be stretching this out. I'm actually really surprised to see we don't have many or more drivers down.
Yeah, our fuel window should have topped out about 36. So if you go, Sam Taylor's the only one that came in after that for a quick splash and go. He and Picklesheimer.
Yeah, that being back on lap 9 and 10.
Yeah, again, not much, difference there.
No.
Yeah.
Actually see him stretch it out this far. It's pretty impressive. Now, I'm wondering if that's why any of these guys have been rotating around. There's Bobby. Down pit road he comes. Lone Ranger here.
Oh, that's going to be bad.
Yeah, Middle Miss will be serving a penalty for incorrectly entering pits.
Yep, got to keep on this side of the cone.
There's sad Nick Kailis' car.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to our leaders up front who are still sitting in single file. Presley's still leading this one with Ryan Patty sitting behind, Nathan Finnegan sitting third. Cody Smith is our fourth place driver, and Dalton Tucker currently sitting in fifth. Radio up, looks like Presley's coming in. This is allowing some of our guys to chop back to the front as we are now reaching out to that quarter mark here of the race. Looks like Chris Spear out there saying on Jameson Middle Miss's car. His new Sarum Brewery, it's in Salisbury, North Carolina.
I actually shouted that out.
Oh, yeah.
Brady Moats went ahead and came down when Pressy did. Looks like they are finally in their pit boxes.
That they are. The number 12 right now looking pretty sketchy out there. I'm wondering if he's starting to feel pretty rough as that bump coming through 3. I think he's trying to radio up to everybody, let them know it's a fire sale now. Here they all come. Huge shuffle up. That only leaves us 6 drivers not down pit road. Oh, and the 17.
no.
Well, maybe Brandon
Oh.
Dunford can blink back into action here and get back to
My.
it. Let's get back to our guys who are currently still out there. Parkhurst, Picklesheimer, Taylor, DeJersey, Sox, and Height. Able to go just a little bit farther is going to be Dylan Picklesheimer and Sam Taylor. Mark Parkhurst might be able to get a lead lap here as he is way out front. And that's going to do it. All right, he's bringing his Ford on down. Do the rest of the Chevys chase him? Yes, they do.
Boy, I was sure they were. I thought we had one more holdout there, but came in.
So that should be everybody down pit road as we speak. Right now, this is going to determine where these. Missed the pit box. Slide back just a little bit. Bobby Wetzel should be retaining the lead here, but we'll see how Ryan Petty gets to it here.
Yeah, I've talked before about it's not just the race track that you need to practice on. It's coming into the pit lane, making sure you don't get busted through the barrels. It's learning to how much you can slam on the brakes and slide into your box, not come out, through 4 other boxes. It's every track is different, so it's worth a try or two.
All right. Drivers getting up over 211 miles an hour as they shoot around these turns. That's going to put Bobby Wetzel back into the lead. That should be Picklesheimer, the first one leading down on that bottom line. Exiting pit road past the blue cone. He's able to merge now. But notice that the speed difference right now, he's at 168 and around they're going to go. That's a 40-mile-an-hour difference. I guess that's like riding in the slow lane and watching everybody in the fast lane blow past you. So Pressey out there. I was wondering how nervous Wetzel was going to be coming into pit on lap 48 by himself, while Smith and Patty came in 2 laps later right on his rear bumper here. So Wetzel might actually be on the back foot here, not having enough fuel to start outlasting some of these guys.
So, but you think just 1 lap is going to make that much? I mean, Pressey came in at 49, Wetzel came in at 48. But
start thinking long term.
Okay.
Yeah, start thinking long term. So right now, if we go green all the way to the end, right now Wetzel's going to be short.
Okay. Well, I don't believe we. No, I won't say we don't believe we can do green all the way. They will have to come in at some point, green or otherwise.
Yes, multiple times.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is these guys have now stretched an extra lap or 2 that they will be able to hold out another couple more laps. Then Bobby Wetzel will be able to. So depending on timing here, Wetzel could be in a 2-lap deficit. So we'll see. Jay out there in the chat says he's not feeling so good. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Trust me, buddy. It's there's a lot of stuff going around. That is for sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff going around. I think they called it the quad virus or something.
Yeah.
Quademic.
It's 4 different flus or something going around, and if the doctors get you on the right antibiotics the first time, you ought to play the lottery.
Yeah, well, they even say they have no idea what the heck is going on out there.
Yeah. Lovely, lovely.
Check them out, shooting in the 3 here. All right, now everybody nice and crunched up together here. Everybody within about a second here. Bob DeJersey. He's the only one starting to make a little bit of separation there. And Stella, any idea what happened to Cody Height out there?
I do not. I mean, he came through pit lane fine. He didn't have a penalty.
All righty. We'll leave it to you to go down and check with Pit Road and see what his crew chief said happened to Cody Height and see if something happened down there on pit road or if there was a bad call out there. Something happened to get these guys mixed up a little bit, and hates to see it here for Cody Height. But hopefully he will be able to return out there and see if he can chop back and bring it back to the table here, as he is now almost 10 seconds off pace. Brandon Dunford 15 seconds off pace, but we also saw him slide into pit road. So Jamison Middlemiss, he was the driver who slid down into pit road. 1 minute and 35 seconds sitting in the box. You want to talk about a heartbreaker. So Middlemiss is going to be kind of rally capping to see if he can come back to this race and try to make something of it, as he is out there all by his lonesome, by himself, crossing the start-finish line now to get lap number 55 started here. And Dylan Picklesheimer leading this race. Can't say I didn't call it here, but Picklesheimer in the 88 Chevrolet taking his Monte Carlo to the line here to get lap number 58 underway.
Yeah, and Cody Height, I went down, checked in down in pit road, asked his crew chief what happened, and he said Cody Height came in and blew right on by and had to back up.
Okay, so we missed our pit sign, and that's why I was saying that it's going to be even harder to figure out how to find that pit sign and come in and hit that pit box. And that is exactly what he's paying for, so that is definitely a heartbreaker for his team, but nothing they can't make up and come back up with the solution, and they're going to go for it. Check out Mark Parkhurst, who's currently sitting in 4th. Whoa! Ryan Patty, remember these are the 87s, buddy. That ain't a next-gen car. You can see that suspension unload there. Definitely start bobbing around. To Ryan Patty to the bottom, to the top, to the bottom. Where is he going? Well, he's definitely going to have to pick here. Bobby Wetzel, Mark Parkhurst sitting in front of him. But Parkhurst makes the decision for him. Gets around Bobby Wetzel as they come down the backstretch.
Yeah, I like them all tucked in close like this. It makes for some nice action racing.
Yep, 17 drivers still on the lead lap here. Dunford is the last one. Sitting there in the number 17, tied in the back. They're still holding on to this one. Sam Taylor is almost hung out to dry, as he is currently sitting in the back. We saw Sam Taylor lead a few laps there in the front, as he is currently now sitting 15th.
Goodness.
Yep. All right, Dalton Tucker now 8th. Look for a couple different angles here. Dylan Picklesheimer under fire. Mark Parkhurst looking for an angle here. Trying to see if he can get a hold of him
got
here.
It.
Almost. Almost, doesn't it? Yeah, the Nintendo machine gets around.
Yeah, but watch out. He's going to shoot a spiked turtle at him.
Yeah.
Almost like a purple turtle. Oh, say blue.
Yeah, kind of like it's a brown or a gray couch, huh?
Oh, Lord.
Yep, here we go.
Yep.
Parkhurst, Picklesheimer, Nick Pressey. Sitting 1, 2, and 3. Pressey is actually the only driver here in the top 5 to maintain position. Parkhurst and Picklesheimer both came outside the top 10 to get where they are.
Yeah, those are our big movers tonight. But like you say, they started in the back 40. But on a race like this, on a track like this, I never discount anybody. We've had people win from having to start in the pits. So
we've also had people come from the pits and end up wiping out the leader.
Yeah, that's not good. We won't discuss that.
Nope, absolutely not. As we continue on, Parkhurst, Picklesheimer, Pressey, Wetzel, and Ryan Patty, 1 through 5. Moving on, Nathan Finnegan, Cody Smith, Dalton Tucker, Kevin Gunther, and Michael Mata sitting in the top 10 positions. Michael Mata is feeling pretty good about tonight, as right now he doesn't seem to have anything really concerning him here. Just look at this car and these tracks in front of him. Nice and bouncy out there for everybody.
Yeah, this is when you definitely don't eat egg salad for lunch or something. Eesh. why don't we take a look at a couple of, ooh, there goes your golden number 3. Take a look at a couple of these cars and their paint jobs. We might as well appreciate some of the work that's gone into these. And so will the sponsors.
Yeah. Taking a look at the Cisco Moon machine.
Yeah. Tell you, that color on the inside will keep you up in the morning.
Oh, yeah. I gotta admit, you gotta like. Now, I always say sponsorship is underrated here. Is you look at. Did you have any idea who Cisco Moon was?
No.
You do now.
Yes.
So, guys, if you're looking to sponsor a driver, sponsor a series, or a race, sponsorships are available. Get a hold of Josh Conover or Nick Gillis out there. And these guys will help get you signed up and make sure we get you out here on the broadcast. Plenty of people out here watching. Mark Parkhurst lead this race. Nick Pressey and Dylan Picklesheimer sitting side by side for second. Pressey feeling pretty good out there in his Ford. As they continue this charge back forward. Depending on what you guys are watching on here as well, we do appreciate you guys joining us here at SimTrax Broadcasting. Don't forget to subscribe. That's the only way you guys can talk to me out there in the chat. I do keep a monitor on it and chat with you guys. Any questions you have or something you want to see, we'll try to get our best view of it. So don't forget to do that and churn up that resolution, guys. 1080p, 4K, that's what I'm pushing out there. So these cars should just look as beautiful as I see them here. As we are bringing you the 5th Annual Daytona 500 with the National Oval Racing Association. The 1987's racing around here. Halfway through lap number 66 of 200 laps here tonight. Pit stops had just happened back on lap 48 through 50. 4 tires and fuel for everybody out there. Some were a little quicker into their box and out of pit road than others. So it has shuffled our field pretty well out there, but no worse for the wear for some. Only drivers to get the worst of it. Brandon Dunford, who slid in the pit. Cody Height, who slid through the box and blew right past it. It is currently sitting in 16th. And Jameson Middlemiss, who missed pit road entirely. He looked like he slung past the commitment cone and was able to get back in. And looks like he had to serve just about a minute of penalty time. So he is another driver that is a lap down. Brady Moats is another driver a lap down, currently sitting in 18th. Single file restart, so they won't have any chance of lucky dogs or a wave around. Unless everybody else decides to come in, and I would say not coming in at any point in time during this race may be suicide. A set of fresh tires could save you out there.
And we've had a lead change with Dylan Picklesheimer is now in front of our Mark Parkhurst, who was leading for the last 4 laps.
Now, Stella, you've been broadcasting with me for quite some time, and you were here with me with the National Oval Racing Association last season, and kind of for any of our viewers out there, can you sum up exactly what it was like this last season? What these guys were able to do out there, and especially in these cars.
Oh, in these particular cars, we were running Xfinity, so I cannot speak to these cars because it was a year ago before we did the last one of these Daytona 500s as far as the 87s, but they run fast, they run hard, and they run clean. That would be my my thoughts as far as this goes. We had a few cautions last time, but in 200 laps, it can happen. I mean, we had a few touches to the wall already tonight, but they master these cars pretty well to where they don't come back up the track and take out 14 people.
Right.
So it's a joy to watch. This is a good league. I recommend it.
Yeah. Yeah, that is the Daytona 500, that is. I was questioning a little bit if what you thought of the last season the National Oval Racing Association ran, where we ended up crowning our champion out there. How'd you enjoy the last season that these guys ran, and kind of what's upcoming?
This is a weird way to put it, but I like a league where everybody is of a class that I'm not watching the same single person win every week. I like to see a lot of people in the horse race. Kind of like real life. It it works out that way. If you got one guy, it kind of gets monotonous. You know what's going to happen because it's the same guy every week.
I agree with you. We had Cody Reeder, Dustin Kleba, we had Josh Conover, and don't forget Vincent Arthur. These guys were a lot of big names out here. They were able to come in with some clutch wins. I mean, Ryan Patty was able to squeak one out. You had your big names that had a bunch of wins out there, but then you had a couple of guys who were able to just be able to edge one out, and they're mind blown because they couldn't believe they made it. It was, it was some of those that when you get to a race like Talladega or something, it's kind of a throw up for everybody out there. But it's also, where some guys' strong points are, and as the league continues to grow, you even see, when they get to road courses, your guys who weren't so strong, you can tell the ones that put in the time, and have started to actually gain. Not just confidence, but more momentum throughout the season, and they can start, I would say, get with the right team, and sometimes that chemistry works so well that they actually learn off each other, and the league itself continues to grow, and that's exactly what you want. But it's not turning away any kind of newcomers. If anybody wants to give this league a shot and try to run with these guys on Monday nights, this is exactly the way to do it. It's going to be a Gen 4 league. These guys are going to be running the old school paint schemes. Trust me, there are going to be plenty of laps out there. It's not going to be a 100% race, I promise. But it's definitely something that these guys can also mush together. And Jay out there is wanting to make sure we don't forget Jacob Malone and Dylan Banks out there. Now, those are a couple of forces I wasn't going to get into because Malone, I would say, was your wild card. That guy would come out of nowhere, and he can drive the tires off of anything, but he can't finish the race with tires. And Dylan Banks, he would have his hot spots. We'd see him come out here, I believe, as a part-time driver in some parts of the league, come out here and just own Kansas, own Charlotte. He'd come out there and just know exactly what to do. But I'm telling you get the guys out there that are like Dale Earnhardt. You get the Intimidator out there. Guys were able to go out there, promote their style of racing, and try to make it mesh with these guys. And it definitely adds a different character and a different story path to what this league has become. And seeing how it's been unfolding and kind of blooming into the league that it is today. This is huge, seeing that these guys are moving off the next gens, which seems to be almost the favorite out there that everybody's looking for, into the Gen 4s. Now, you want to talk about a gutsy call. We've got guys moving into the Gen 4s, so now we're going to move into an older vehicle and still get the fan base, and I love to see it, and that's exactly what's happened. It was the best vote out there. Gen 4s was the choice to make, but also taking it back to the legacy tracks these guys ran on. So no longer is it going to be just that Atlanta Super Speedway. No, we're taking it back to the old Atlanta. We're taking it back to the 200-mile-an-hour Atlanta. You know what I mean? It's where the real racing, to me, happened right before we decide to start clutching them together and holding hands, singing Kumbaya at the checkered flag. It's not going to be doing it anymore. These guys are going to be really handling 900 horsepower cars, which are stronger than these, oddly enough, but a little, I would say, a little easier to handle. But it's going to be extremely difficult, and the way this league has kind of transformed into that, it's going to be a beautiful season coming up, and I can't wait, because it's only a couple more weeks and we're going to be kicking off at Daytona at that round as well.
I like it. Are we expected to do duels for that one?
That is still in the air.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe that is still going to be doing the duels. I think that's even going to have, if I'm not mistaken, the Bud Shootout. And normally the Bud Shootout consisted of all pole winners from the previous year.
Okay.
So we'll
and what
see
do
if
they get to do.
race for points, money, or something toward the front. So, yeah, normally it used to be the Bud Shootout. Then you had, I think, the Gatorade 150. And then you had the duel. And I think that was kind of where they were tumbling with the duels a little bit. Whether you got inside or outside lane, depending on short. Oh, boy. Yeah, that is Kevin Gunther currently off track here. Yeah, Gunther looks like he collects it back, though, sitting 11th. That's going to allow Matthew George to shoot around the outside of him here. But it looks like the 31. Hopefully he's able to calm that thing down just a little bit. And that little slide there didn't
Yeah, because we're back down to kind of cruising in the 44 seconds range again. So I don't. Yeah, they've all come off of their quick laps.
Well, I can't blame them. The track conditions have changed on the tire, on the temperature out there on the track. So we should still be sitting at, yeah, we're at 105 now. And we've gained 3 to 4 degrees out there on the track. So a couple of things are starting to change a little bit. Tires are going to be getting a little more slick. So they might want to just hang back a little bit, let the race kind of unfold here. Ryan Patty now has the lead up front. He'll be in front of Nick Pressey and Cody Smith.
Yeah, looking back last year, this race, we ended up, I don't like bringing this up, we ended up with 5 cautions. And
yeah, I bet you most of them were toward the end.
It was a beautiful smattering. Lap 5, lap 62, lap 75, 80, but 197. That's a killer.
Yeah. Well, seeing that there is no green-white checkered finish here, that was the winner right there at the end. There's no doubt about it. But we did get our first caution around lap 7.
Yes.
So that's par for the course.
Yes.
Seeing that we are breaking past lap 80. The only thing I can see is somebody making a mistake, a tire going down, just something silly happening here. Because right now these guys aren't really pressing that hard. They're just kind of letting it come to them. As I say that, I think Bobby Wetzel's starting to open her back up. Ooh, a little wiggle there going through the front stretch. Bobby Wetzel right now out there competing there with Cody Smith. As right now, Stella, if I'm not mistaken, back here toward the back. I think Brady Moats is actually tumbling around, let's say that 11th position. He is down a lap, sitting 18th, but he's up in front of Kevin Gunther, who's currently sitting 12th. So he can still roll with him, but he wants to make sure he's first on that inside line in case they got a restart here. Uh-oh.
What was that? Oh, Nelly.
Oh, the woes continue. He will be joining Nick Gillis down in the pits. But as I say that, surprise, surprise, that's Nick Gillis. Oh, no! Nick Gillis!
No!
Come on, man. I just got the camera on you.
Oh, man.
Well, you can see he is having nothing but trouble out of that race car. And figuring with the right front suspension changed up there, they don't quite have that thing dialed back in. Not every shock is the same.
I was going to say, did he just come out on cold tires and that's all it is? Or did he choose to only do the requireds and no optionals?
Oh, no, he got it all done.
Okay.
Yeah, well, for 44 minutes, he better have.
Yeah. Yeah, heck, then guys can change a whole engine out in 44 minutes.
Yeah.
You can probably do it in 14 for all I know.
Yeah. All right, let's check our battle for the lead here. Nick Pressey looking to the inside. Ooh, it looks like he doors Ryan Patty there just a hair. Might let him know he wants him to stay high. Patty not interested. He's going to be able to take the smoother line up high. Got a little help there from Cody Smith. So it looks like the flatline team trying to... Whoa!
Wee.
Yeah.
Okay. We have our magic 3 together to get a good draft going.
Yeah. The weird part is, with such a square front, draft really doesn't seem to happen that much. You know, there isn't much of a spoiler on the back of these cars either.
Well, the Fords have a decent point to them.
Right, which isn't quite great for pushing.
Not for pushing. Okay, fair.
So yes, you can get behind them, but drafting actually lifts the back end of the car.
Of the one in front.
Right. So you want to be real careful with that when you get up close to somebody. Bumping's kind of a no-no. Guys don't really do that too much here in the 87s, but it is sometimes an opportunity that can be taken.
But not necessarily should be.
Yep. All right, here we come up on some lap traffic here. Ryan Patty's got a choice to make.
Oh, they are taking that choice away.
Yep, to the inside. As that should be, if I'm not mistaken, that should be Jamison Middlemiss. Now, I think that will be his second lap going down here, which is unfortunate. He was running a heck of a race up there. Started inside the top 10, currently 2 laps down, sitting 19th. But Middlemiss is able to get clutched up, so maybe he won't fall that far behind. As he is currently sitting in that 3rd spot.
He is.
In line.
And I'm watching to make sure they were almost pushing 3 wide back there in the middle.
Yep. Now they were thinking about it, and somebody else trying something a little different around this area, around the Kevin Gunther Picklesheimer area.
You think they're trying to get as far up as they can because they're running out of fuel at this point?
Oh, man, I saw that.
Yes,
and around they go. The 16 gets turned.
Yep.
No caution because it's off the track. Middlemiss hard into the wall.
Oh, annihilated into the
wall. Lap number 87, Middlemiss may be going home.
Not happy. Yeesh. Yeah, and with no caution, that is definitely going to take away that, 1 lap down.
Yeah, we're going to see if we can see Middlemiss here, what happens. This is the top view. Oof. Yeah, it looked like Middlemiss actually got out of shape here. Fortunately, it looks like both tires are going still in the straightforward position.
Fortunate.
Compared to what it could be. I think Jamison might be able to throw 4 tires on this thing and might be able to go back out.
Yeah, his bumper just went back on.
Whoa! Dunford!
No.
Dunford, that's the second time coming into pits.
And the woes continue for his pit road entrance, yes.
Man.
My heavens.
Hopefully somebody's able to get the corpsman out there to stop the bleeding. From his team, this is not working out very well for him. He's already a couple laps down, and we may be stacking a couple more, seeing that it is now an illegal pit entry.
Yeah, I think they, all right. Who was down just then? Okay, that's a lap car just getting out of the way.
That should be Cody Height. No, Cody Height came down on lap 51 is the last time we saw him pit. So he's going ahead and ducking on out of the way. So 28 Ford.
Okay.
Out of Jonesboro, Tennessee. He's trying to hold on to it here. I'm sure we're going to see him coming down and pitting because he will not be the only one as Conover.
Oh, no.
Boy.
the landscaping crew is going to be charging these guys extra.
Well, normally the celebration's done across the Daytona sign here, but right now we're
Okay.
overdoing it here.
So, what's the ramifications of what he just did?
All right, well, I believe saying he had an illegal pit exit with him sliding out. We're going to double check and see. I'm wondering if he can't get a penalty speeding into pits if he never stopped for pit. Speaking of stopping, the 61. Now, Stella, with this track being so much hotter and these tires melted down, there's nothing left to grip. And a lot of guys are figuring that out. We'll let you go down and take a quick peek with Josh Conover's pit crew and see why he decided not to come into the box. I figure that would have cost him a heck of a lot more than it would have helped. And hopefully we are able to see. And hopefully that is going to continue. Pit road still alive and well. Cody Smith, Michael Mata, and it looks like Ryan Patty, Finnegan, Picklesheimer, and Josh Conover. They're currently coming down into pit road. Some working their way out. Conover going to be starting on the back foot here as this is now another visit down pit lane. As we got somebody spinning out there in the back. I think that's Mark Parkhurst that is unable to keep that car together. I don't know why he keeps spinning here, but he misses his box too. Good Lord. Tell you what, there's a lot of things happening down there on pit road. Stella, as you caught up with Josh Conover's pit crew, what do they got to say?
Yes, what you saw was a drive-through for speeding.
Yuck.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so maybe he didn't get into the grass as far for speeding. Bummer.
Yep.
All right, well, Brandon Sox and Bob DeJersey still remain out there on the track, starting lap 93 by themselves.
Ow.
Yeah, they are the only two not a lap down.
That is way outside what we expected to see for a fuel window, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah,
I mean,
we were looking somewhere around 34 to 35. These guys are doing over 40.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe it's currently 42 laps.
Nice.
On the same tank, and they're going to draw the line there. Can Brandon Sox and Bob DeJersey. All right, past the commitment cones. Look like we weren't speeding.
Very good. So that will be our last two. Jamison Middlemiss coming in earliest, but not through any choice of his own on lap 84.
All right, pop back to our possible current leaders here. Right now, Bob DeJersey and Brandon Sox, the right sides are down, left sides up, and they should be dropping now, and they are. Out of pit road they go. They've got to hurry up. Quickly getting up to speed here, Bob DeJersey and Brandon Sox getting back onto the track here. Hopefully have enough time to get going here. Position 1, you see the white bubble there all the way to the right, and that's them slinging past them. Gone.
Easy come, easy go?
Yep, that's it. That's how fast it happens. Currently, those guys are doing 165. 210 out of Finnegan, and as he leads the race here on lap 94.
All right, and last year's third place finisher is sitting in second, so he is no stranger to the podium.
Dalton Tucker's from another league I broadcasted for as well.
You get around.
Yeah, I believe Dalton Tucker, I believe he was also a C2C racer.
Ah.
Yeah, talk about way back.
That is, yes.
Yep,
that is
that's him.
Listen to, never called for. That was before my time. We call that BS, before Stella.
Yep. I think that was with the Tim Chapman racing.
Ah, Okay. Whee! Boy, could have taken his front nose off there, but that was just a good block.
Yep. Lap 96 underway, almost halfway through this race here, ladies and gentlemen. Do appreciate you guys joining us here at SimTrax Broadcasting for the 5th Annual Daytona 500. The kickoff of the Great American Race here once every year that these guys hold it. They chip in a little bit of money as a buy-in fee, and there is a winner's purse here tonight. Minimum of $150 is going to the winner, and the remainder going to the rest of the top 5. Of course, you want to win the race, but there's still a little bit of a...
incentive.
Yes, to still finish the race at a high position. So right now, that still leaves us with 15 drivers on the lead lap. Brady Mote's working his way down pit road. Good Lord. If he wasn't doing 90 miles an hour in.
Yeah, no. Well, think happy thoughts.
Yeah. Let's see how he does. Into the pit box. Almost slung past it there. Right side's up. All right. Full pit stop out there for Brady Motes. Boy, and you can see how early that some decisions were made can affect the remainder of the race.
Without a doubt.
I mean, just, man, even as a driver or you know, a race team, you know, how do you end up a lap down 40 laps into the race and try to churn out the next 160 with a positive attitude?
Oh. Yeah, that, for the same way a quarterback goes out and throws an interception and has, 58 minutes left to go in the game.
That's assuming you get another chance. Right now, you get a driver like Cody Height, Brady Motes, Jameson Middlemiss right now, trying to keep your head on straight. If you're going to compare it to football, it almost feels like, okay, well, I threw an interception, but we never get the ball back.
Okay.
Are these guys ever going to go back under caution? Is there a possibility of them ever being able to boomerang back here?
Yeah, because then it wouldn't even be, since there's no lucky dogs. You're looking at just being able to take advantage of the grid. Am I assuming?
I would guess.
Yeah. I'm just wondering what a caution would do for anyone that's a lap down or more.
It would just be giving them a chance to get back up front.
Yeah.
Right now, I mean, look at Jameson Middlemiss's car here. Let's see if I can get some drone footage out there. As it looks like that is Conover.
Oh.
Yeah, that hood is...
Yes.
Yeah. Now, if that thing doesn't pop off and bring us a debris caution, I'd be really surprised.
Yes. Where's Jay's 200-mile-an-hour tape?
If they had that. I'm assuming we're at bungee cord by now.
Oh, no. I don't know. That'd be something for your wife to Google. When did they come out with the aerodynamic tape?
All right, Stella, we hit our halfway point of this race. Ryan Patty, Dylan Picklesheimer, and Nathan Finnegan. Not a single driver in the podium positions gained less than 11 positions here.
Nice.
To get into where they are. So that means every single one of our top 3 have been outside the top 10 as a start. Great race here so far by all our drivers. Everybody's still keeping on a great run. And we'll see. Actually, everybody in the top 5 has gained at least 1 position. Kevin Gunther fighting back into 4th. Not bad. Actually, Stella, looking at what we had starting here tonight, the Buicks were actually one of our strongest vehicles out there tonight. With Bobby Wetzel starting on the pole and Cody Smith starting 6th. And none of them are in the top 5 currently.
No, it's a Pontiac.
Yeah.
Huh.
Pontiac leading that one. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I said last time we were here at the Daytona 500, the Pontiac was not in the racing here for the 1987s, and I correct myself. The Pontiacs were in the 87s.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I was off by a few years of when they faded out and came back in.
Mm.
That's all right. Check out. Look at Finnegan here. Boy. End up in some trouble there. Because right now, the two vehicles in front of him are Bride and Patty. And oddly enough, you would think...
Why come so close?
Well, Jameson's got no front bumper, so he's having trouble steering this thing.
Oh, my heavens. Yeah, but he just
Yeah.
traded a little paint there.
Yeah, well, that is actually Mark Parkhurst here. And he is on the lead lap, but is about to go a lap down. That is not our leader. I know the 23 was in the lead. He is currently sitting 15th after a one minute pit time.
Ouch.
So he is teetering on the edge
Okay.
of going a lap down here. Right now, I think everybody's using him as the fuel mileage car. He had enough speed to be the leader, but they're following behind him to try to save fuel for a little aerodynamics. And you see Dylan Picklesheimer, Ryan Patty here so far. That is Picklesheimer currently in the lead, who just crossed the line. Are using him to their advantage right now. Now, I think it's kind of a handshake deal here. I think Parkhurst is happy he's not going a lap down, and everybody else is happy they're saving fuel. Because if we are able to squeak this out another 40-some-odd laps here, from about a lap 90, we've got at least 2 more pit stops before the end of this one.
Okay, that makes sense. Ooh, at least 2.
Right.
Dang, Ryan Patty, sorry.
Well, Patty going up front. That's going to get him another lead lap here for the night.
I cannot believe how close he just... I mean, you couldn't have put a piece of paper in between him and Picklesheimer's back bumper there as he came around the corner.
Yeah, well, you spend enough time behind the wheel of these cars, you start getting a solid feel for what you're looking for out there. Is I think Patty's giving a push. I wasn't sure if he was getting ready to go ahead and put him a lap down there, thinking he might be holding up the line. Last lap sitting at a 44.32 out there. Yeah, the fastest one, actually, the last lap goes to Matthew George, currently sitting in 9th with a 43.97. The only driver currently anywhere in the 43s. As you can see, a little backfire coming out of Matthew George's vehicle right there. Oddly enough, he's having to let off the gas getting into the turns, especially being falling back. And out of nowhere, here comes Kevin Gunther. He's into the lead.
I love it.
Now, Stella, we were talking about throwbacks as to last year. Last year, lap 5 ended up taking out, I think, 8 of our drivers. Fortunately, this one only ended up taking out Nick Gillis, and it was kind of caught up with him into the wall. But the other one took a lot of our big names out. I think Conover was caught up in it. I think Dalton Tucker was caught up in it. There were some guys that even here tonight that were caught up in that last race. Boy, who in the world is smoking out there?
I don't know. Oh, there he was.
Oof, 23 into the wall.
Yes.
Moats is messed up pretty bad
That's
there.
who it was blue. White and blue. As we flew by.
Huh.
Is there any chance Robert Kirsch is back on the field?
Yes, but that is him actually following behind the 28 machine.
Okay.
There, Gillis.
Oh, no. Just the white was the smoke and the blue was the car.
Yeah, his 51st
Ouch.
lap is not treating him well. Whoa!
No, it's not.
Let's go farther back. Let's see what happens. Oh, I wonder if it was just a bad push there from Conover. Yeah, Guileless actually purposely spinning it around, trying to slow it down. Nothing better than spinning out over 200 miles an hour. That comes up quick.
And this is before the little flaps on the top to keep them from flipping over and whatnot, isn't it?
Everybody likes them going airborne. But notice
that is
how
something we don't see much anymore in iRacing. We don't. I mean, the 500-foot flights that they were having in the beginning.
Yes.
A year or two ago.
Are we talking netcode style or?
Yes and no. I mean, they would hit and the things, the cars would flip and fly. Yes, in iRacing, 100 feet in the air. I don't know if that was netcode or just them having excited programming.
Yeah. Well, they did let Mark Parkhurst stay on the lead lap, but I think Ryan Patty's going in and scrubbing that. So it looks like Kevin Gunther's going to help push the number 30 on through. 23 rotating up.
Yes.
And Spotter finally does his job. Excellent. All right, here they come. Everybody on like gangbusters now. Bobby Wetzel to the inside.
Wow, putting Cody Smith there as the meat and the sandwich, but he's gone ahead and taken the high line. Up there in front of Nathan Finnegan, who is now down in 7th place again.
Yes, 7th place, still good from his original starting position. It was 8 positions back from there. So still a good night for him so far. Parker's still caught. Can't seem to get a wiggle out of there. He's going to have to go ahead and tuck in behind Dylan Picklesheimer, which Picklesheimer is having a couple traction issues of his own.
He is. That's what I was watching. It looked like a fish on a line there. But everybody's giving him a little space, and away we go.
Yeah. Now we've seen Bobby Wetzel. He doesn't. He does wait it out sometimes, but when he's ready to go, he goes. So we'll see if.
Oof. Dang! Into the wall.
Yeah, I think that was Finnegan, wasn't it?
6. Yes.
Yep. Out there driving the University of Rhode Island Chevy Monte Carlo. As this drops him down into 9th. Yeah, right now that is over 200 miles an hour.
Love it.
Yeah, these guys definitely cooking around this track here. Matthew George still being pretty quiet out here tonight as he's currently sitting in 8th. See if he comes into the light here a little bit later on. But time is starting to tick away as lap number 114 is underway. Not too bad here so far. He's still running this race. Still getting a few views out here on the Daytona 500 here.
Looking good. Still those bumps are wreaking havoc. Okay, stay on the wall.
Yeah, that
Stay
should have been
away.
Picklesheimer who got into some trouble there.
Darn. Yeah, he's been having a heck of a time this last couple laps. But he just left the right side of his car on that last turn.
You can see that right front tire is exposed now. So he is dealing with some right front damage. Hopefully that doesn't cause him too much trouble here for the remainder of the night. Now, when we see him come into pits, I assure you, if we do end up under a caution, they're going to be pulling that fender out. That way it does not cut that tire down.
Take the baseball bats after it.
Check out Picklesheimer. See, there's the right front damage.
Yep.
Yep, so that going to create some drag there on that right front. Let's check back in on Kevin Gunther out there in the 31 Lowe's machine. Still got a good roll on going here. Yep, so far so good.
Very nice.
Yeah, I think everybody's hanging back here just a little bit. Bobby Wetzel still sitting in 7th. As Nathan Finnegan, who got into the wall sitting 9th, now moves himself back up to the 6th position. Dalton Tucker leading the race, and in his 21, Sitco Ford.
Not anymore.
Now, Ryan Patty's definitely been moving back and forth out there in that in the DeWalt Pontiac. He gets the lead, loses the lead. Gets the lead, loses the lead. But doesn't seem to maintain it for very long. Ouch. Kevin Gunther takes a bite of the wall.
He did. I thought he was coming up there to give Ryan Patty a push, but he pushed the wall instead.
Yeah. They definitely snug up extremely close to that wall to maintain as much speed as possible. And I think that right front fender just clipped it there. You can see his car wiggling around a little bit. So I think that air is starting to play on him a little bit here. So big power comes big dirty air. And that's exactly what you see from Kevin Gunther, not being able to get around Cody Smith there. That's why you see him poke down at the bottom. That way you can try to stop choking that motor out a little bit and get a little bit of a run. There we go.
These things overheat, don't they?
Yes, they can.
Okay.
Yep.
So when we go to tracks, say like Talladega, where you do all squish together, how do they deal with that with these cars?
A lot of moving around.
Okay.
You'll see guys move, change lanes, not ride directly behind them during the turns. They'll try to see if they can get some more air to the front. And we have got a guy sliding sideways, Dalton Tucker.
Yes.
Hold on, Dalton.
He's trying.
Great job here by Dalton Tucker.
Saved it.
And he did.
He tried to come back up off that plate, but boy, he didn't take anybody else out. We are still under green flag, and he doesn't really look any worse for the wear.
Yeah. Well, other than his pride hurt here, drops him down from the lead to 12th position. And now he is sitting about 7.25 seconds off the race lead here.
Ouch.
Yeah, well, that's going to hurt. Hopefully he's able to come up with something here or an answer to this pack up front that is trying to run away from him.
Now, I notice we're getting a little shady here. Oh, my goodness, that hood is killing me. And it has caused the track to come down to just 100 degrees. Are we maybe seeing some of that causing a little bit of these issues?
Oh, of course. Anytime you see track temperature change, racing situations are changing. Strategies are having to change. They try to see in the foreseeable future what the track will do, what they assume it will do. We've seen it get up to 105. I think some of the race crews out there expected 107, but I can't guesstimate cloud cover, and that's what we're seeing here. As it's now covered the track, we're starting to cool down, and now these guys are starting to get real slippery out here. So the tires that had been melting at a certain rate are now not melting as much and actually starting to glaze. So some different troubles are happening out there from our drivers on the track. Doesn't seem to be affecting Ryan Patty as much, but Cody Smith starting to sneak into the scene here as he's sitting second, Nathan Finnegan third, Kevin Gunther fourth, and Bobby Wetzel, where he was sitting down in seventh, now sits fifth.
Yeah, but fifth, he's up from where I was watching him, so he's still he's making his move. He's just being patient about it. But that 31 has been coming off the wall so often. I'm not too sure how close I would want to be next to him right now.
No, not at all. Right now we're seeing Bobby Wetzel working on Nick Pressey there. Pressey trying to take a look there on the outside. Give it to Wetzel, though. He's been pretty solid here most of the race.
Oh, yeah.
But lap 123 starting this time around. And that lead from Dalton Tucker's slight spin out there has finally stalled out at 7.5 seconds. It'll be about 1.5 seconds before he can find anybody out there on the track.
Ooh. That's painful. You taught me that early on. Is never be alone.
Well, he is actually catching up to Dylan Picklesheimer. And Picklesheimer, oddly enough, looks like he's actually falling back. And I'm wondering if he's doing it on purpose here. Since both of them can't catch the field.
Right.
If Picklesheimer's loosening up a little bit here, letting off to now his 4-second gap and see if he can let Dalton Tucker catch him here. Now the big key...
The two working together will be able to catch up better.
Yes. So right now, if Picklesheimer and Tucker can work it here, they may be able to work their way back to the front. And I expect these two to now become good teammates here for quite some time.
At least until the next caution.
Right. Or if they can get caught up here. As you can see right there, Dalton Tucker snugging up right behind him here. And they are actually picking up pace.
I love it.
Yep.
And
so they are now under 7.5 seconds behind the lead.
At some point, in-car view. Oh my heavens! That hood. Can you see it moving from inside the car?
I'm sure you can. Let me see if we can find out.
Okay. Doesn't look so bad. Okay, never mind. Oh, you poor dear.
All right, now notice how Dalton Tucker was able to go up there and help Picklesheimer pushed up to the front. Something has happened. Looked like Picklesheimer might have gotten out of shape.
Yeah.
And that now has them falling backwards again.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to wait for him.
Yeah. Well, I think what ended up happening is Picklesheimer's right front damage is holding Dalton Tucker up here. Oh, and you hate to see that because Picklesheimer has been doing a heck of a job here tonight.
He has. But he needs to be careful about hitting the paint down there. I know he's trying to take off as much of the track as he can, but it's dangerous that low.
All right, checking back here on Cody Smith. He's currently sitting in that third spot. I believe we are catching up on Sam Taylor. He may be in some trouble here pretty soon. Yep, that's Sam Taylor here looking back. That's the leaders. Yeah, I'm not sure if we have a scheduled pit stop here for Brandon Dunford, but that left front damage tells me otherwise. So,
that's pretty crunched.
Yep. He's got some damage here. Who else is coming in? Cody Height?
Mexico.
The Haviland machine working his way on down. And these guys staying on out. So lap 128 is when some of our first pit stops are happening. That seems about right. That's why I was worried about a driver like Bobby Wetzel. So he came in on lap 89 is the last time we saw him reach pit road.
You said he would be running short if we went a long distance.
Yeah, he's been snugging in behind everybody. You notice how he hasn't been leading for quite some time. So Wetzel is out there doing fuel conservation. Right now he's trying to see if he can squeak out another lap each pit stop so he can get back and cycle.
Okay.
Dalton Tucker on his way into pit road. Work around. lapped car of Sam Taylor there. So we're keeping an eye here on Bobby Wetzel, who's currently on the outside of the number 3. 3 rotating up into Wetzel. Wetzel getting turned.
Oh.
Wow. Lapped car takes out Bobby Wetzel here. And I'll tell you right now, that was let go of the wheel down to the bottom. Caution is out.
Oh, I bet.
Drivers spun out all over the track. 61 machine still on the top.
Yeah, keep here for a second. Kinda curious if we're just going to have a catch up or okay.
Yeah,
Settle
not
in.
100% sure here if that was intentional coming back down the track. But that was a nasty hit here of Bobby Wetzel coming back down the track. All right, drivers catching up to the pace car now.
Okay.
And we'll go back and take a look at Bobby Wetzel. We caught him live time. Whoa!
And that's why I said keep an eye on. I thought something was going down. Oh.
Who was that
there's a
who
block.
just hit him?
There's a blown motor. Well, that's 61 to Michael Mata.
Was that the Jersey? Yes, it was.
Yeah, that was the other car that was involved with Wetzel.
All right, let's do the first part here and see what causes Wetzel to get hit here. Okay, that's probably some of the anger here, Stella. If you see when we end up getting into the wall here. Here's the contact with Wetzel into the wall.
Well, he was helped into the wall.
This is what upsets him.
Yes.
Is this ruins the Jersey's race.
Yes.
And that should be socks actually slicing through. Not bad.
Yeah, but right from this point, you can see him coming up behind him. And that's why I was saying you might want to keep the camera here because he's gunning.
Wow.
Yeah, I figured everybody settled in, at that point, but not so much. And that was netcode. Man. Took Michael Mata out and he didn't even get close. Ready, set. Boing! Yeah.
Alrighty. Well,
I'm sure race control should have something to put in.
yeah, we're going to let you go talk to some of our race control down there and see if they would like to make a comment on what exactly is going on out there and make sure they are updated of the current situation, as pit stops have happened back here on lap 129 through 131 here. Cody Smith, Kevin Gunther, and Nick Pressey, those guys are going to be our, should be 1, 2, and 3 out there as we unfortunately come to our second caution here of the night. First one out there by Nick Gillis. Second one was Bobby Wetzel getting caught up by a lapped car of Sam Taylor. Looked like Taylor got a little loose, got into the bumps, and then rotated back up the track. Wetzel still dealing with a ton of damage here, and he will be coming back down pit road to fix up some more of that vehicle. Now, a couple of guys are going to take this as an opportunity to come down yet again to see one to fix a little more damage. Picklesheimer, I guarantee, is one of them who's going to take advantage of that, and as well to come down and some guys get an extra splash of fuel. Mark Parkhurst to be one of them. Sam Taylor, he's coming on down. As I'm sure more words are being said, but they are trying to see what's going on out there and try to see if they can fix up some of this race. Pace car lights are out, though. Only driver currently on the lapped line is Nick Gillis, and I believe, I think should be joining him is the number 28 of Cody Height out there. Cody Height looking to see if he can square this up and get his way back up to the front. I know they do have to, in case of another caution comes out, they do have to be in front of that number 12 machine of Cody Smith. So they've got to get out front and definitely maintain speed and stay out in front of him here if another caution is to come out. Now, we are on cold tires, everybody else taking tires and fuel and getting back out there. I see Nicholas Pressey actually took an extended amount of time down in pit road, showing me about a minute 30 down there he had taken. I don't quite know his pit strategy there or what ended up happening, so hopefully that is they are able to kind of crunch down and see what exactly happened. And that is kind of a crummy ending to some people's nights out there. And maybe they can come up with some sort of a finish here. Stella, anything to add?
It appears as though he won't be coming back out, but that's due to car damage.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, we'll keep an eye on what happens out there. Keeping car damage, I'm assuming we are talking about Mr. DeJersey.
We are.
Okay, so we will see him get back to it here. We are back under green on lap 134. And we are right now, a huge takeoff there by Cody Smith. Looks like he left everybody in the dust. No one was awake during that restart. Kevin Gunther now back in second. Almost half a second off pace here, but that shouldn't make any difference. Outside line, watch them clump back together. There's no running away from that one. Cody Smith about to get smoked here as a huge run from Gunther and Pressey goes ahead and separates from the field.
So, number 9, Bobby Wetzel, is running.
Yes. Yeah, he is running, but under a serious amount of damage.
On the lead lap.
Yes, for now.
Wow.
Yeah, for now. If you look at some of the battle box here, what is taking him to get back?
Oh, wow. Yeah, he has half a car. Okay.
So, and you just see how bad it's chopping him back.
My goodness.
Alrighty, Stella. We have got only 2 cautions here during this race.
Keep it that way.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a couple things going on here. Look at the number 12. 31 looks like he bounces off the wall again here. Kevin Gunther all the way back. Boy, you wonder where some of these other guys have been here for some of the race. Dalton Tucker, after saving it, I would say almost gets a well-timed caution and is back at it.
No, Matthew George is one we haven't really talked about either since the very, very beginning. And here he is. He's tucked up in top 10.
Yeah. I would like to note, those are lapped cars out front. That is Sam Taylor, Nick Gillis, and Cody Height.
Okay.
That are currently out in front of our entire leading field. That actually the 94 is our driver in the lead, which is currently about to be taken over here, possibly by the 30 Pontiac of Ryan Patty on the outside.
Yeah, well, if these guys continue to ride the high line where Ryan Patty seems to have set up camp, it's going to take a little wind out of his sails.
Yep. Well, that is also Brandon Dunford as well, mixed up in the pile here. Notice the number 17 out there of Brandon Dunford in the 17 Chevrolet, the Tide machine. Yes, lap down, currently sitting 15th. He's trying to get up there and join his lapped partners if he can. Remember, he was dealing with some left front damage to that machine. Last time he came down pit road, he spent a minute and a half trying to fix it up.
Well, he sure has given Patty a nice little cushion there from Nathan Finnegan right behind him, which not quite right behind him anymore.
Yeah. Out of that race team there, I think that involved Bob DeJersey. One driver who did survive was Brandon Sox. Sox currently sitting in 6th. As we saw the 34 floss through that wreck. It looks like he came out unscathed. Sox has led a couple of laps here tonight in his Monte Carlo. And I expect to see him possibly with a top 5 finish here. He's gained 14 on the night from his original qualifying position. Coming to the line, he should have, I believe, 61 laps left to go in this race. And we appreciate all you guys out there joining us here at SimTrax Broadcasting. The National Oval Racing Association is bringing you the 5th Annual Daytona 500. Only 2 cautions here in a 200-lap race so far. Not bad. First one back on lap number 7. So we got the early race jitters. And then all the way until lap 129 was our next caution. So 122 laps later. Not bad.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, I would love to see this thing go green all the way to the end. I think some of the lapped cars out there would not agree with me. They would love to see these guys be able to battle back and get back at least a lap or so.
Ryan Patty is kind of making it known that you're in my way.
Well, they are definitely trying to block out those leaders, and you can't blame them. If they can slow them down, there's a possibility of them getting back onto that lead lap. Oh,
Oh, that's not Dunford.
No. The 17 has gone ahead and spread whatever Jay has onto him.
Cody Height is now doing the blinky thing.
Yep.
My heavens.
All right, Stella, we are going to be coming up here on lap 150, 3/4 of the way through this race. And it has been a great race here so far. A lot of highlights out there, a lot of passing, a lot of trouble. I mean, we saw all the way back where Dalton Tucker lost control and was able to save it. We saw Picklesheimer get into the wall out there. Josh Conover has been in some troubles. Bobby Wetzel is in trouble as well. You know, a lot of different things have happened out here on this track. To really give these guys something to think about, that this isn't just a toss-up race. Boy, Patty's getting ready to start some trouble, and around they go. That's the big one.
Wow.
Yep. Let's see how Sox does. Is he able to squeak out of there? Woo!
Took out Finnegan, took out Gunther. Holy moly.
Wetzel's laughing.
No,
There's Gunther. He might be heading straight into pits.
I think his right tire is already making a right turn.
Yep. He's not going to drag it around. Might as well serve the half 30 seconds or 1 minute penalty out there. Right now, they're pretty upset. Finnegan's going to go around. His car is struggling. Brandon Sox was able to get out there. We watched him make it through the pile.
Okay.
Yellow flag comes out on lap 142. Third one here of the night. And it looks like the
track?
Yeah, the number 3. Well, he may have been dodging here. So don't take that too much into account. We saw that Ryan Patty was taking a peek here to the inside. And it looked like some fine net code here. Is well deserving of a quick shout out.
Can we do a little top over?
Yeah, we're actually going to hop passenger seat here with Ryan Patty. Right here. Watch that car just come off the ground.
Because it's not Ryan Patty that made contact.
Yeah,
Wow. Oh, well, he was bumping. He was trying to rearrange that back one of there, Sam Taylor there for a while. But it turns out it wasn't him.
No, it was actually the 28 of Cody Height. It was to his inside.
Okay.
And Sam Taylor is going to be involved in another caution here. Gunther's got nowhere to go.
No.
So Sam Taylor, boom, Finnegan right to the nose there.
Oh.
And Finnegan gets shoveled up. That should be Parkhurst. And the 23, look at the 21 sneak out.
He did.
Not bad.
So
Dalton
far.
Tucker once again. He's got the horseshoe here tonight. 21, look at him chase the car as it continues spinning. Great job.
Did you see Matthew George? Oh, my heavens, talk about threading a needle.
Well, that'll be his second time here tonight.
Right down at the beginning of pit road.
Yep. Well, him and Conover both shot down pit road when they saw the trouble happening. Because notice Conover in the 8. Both them shoot down. Look, Conover's already committed. He knows what's getting ready to happen.
Right under Gunther. My heavens. That's why he was showing off track then, I bet. Okay.
Oh, 100%. But it's supposed to be heading down pit road in an unavoidable situation. He had already made the call when he saw the smoke. He said, just go down pit road. We can wave a black flag on this one. The track was jammed. Oh, boy. Well, after some wreck avoidance and a little trouble out there, at least one driver will get a lap back here. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Giles should have been able to get a lap back. Seeing that he was out in front of our leaders, but he is currently heading down pit road. I figured the 28 would have been one of them, too. Where did Cody Height end up on this one? After the caution happened, where did he end up? Was he in front of Ryan Patty? Yes. When the caution came out.
Yes, okay.
And he crossed the line before.
Okay.
So I think Height and Giles were down more than one lap, so Cody Height still has one more to make up. Let's see how Bobby Wetzel's car is doing. Oof.
So this is where you were saying it lapped down cars are now on the inside lane for restarts.
Yes.
Is that right? Okay. That is how they end up way up front. rather than in the back. Okay.
All right. Is that Brandon Sox there on the bottom? Yeah, he is.
34.
Came in on lap 144 here. So he decided to pit, and it looked like everybody else did as well. He had an 8.12 second pit stop time.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm wondering if
A little strategy.
that was a mistake. I don't know. Looked like
Well,
maybe he was not going to pit, but he pit last.
Well, I'm looking at he's been down 7 times. Do you think perhaps he got the tires on the first run and then went back for the splash? Some
Possibly,
guys
or
do that.
trying to stretch out this fuel as far as he can.
Rock and
If
roll.
we are able to go 40 laps. It still puts him at 186. Everybody's short.
Yeah. It's true.
All right, back underway we go. Ryan Patty making sure no lap cars get in front of him this time. As he had an opportunity of losing his lead out there. Inside line coming alive, though.
Wow.
Yep, here they go. 1, 2, 3. That's going to be Height. That's going to be Dunford. And that's going to be Guileless. 1, 2, 3. Excellent job here. Moving up as well is going to be the 21 of Dalton Tucker. And he's our leader.
Yes, he is.
Holy cow.
Man, 4 cars went right past him like he was standing still because nobody is picking up behind him to give him that lovely aerodynamic bubble.
Yeah. Well, there's absolutely no way that you're going to be able to hang out there by yourself unless you can get a breakaway, and that would be the hardest part. Now, remember how we were watching earlier that Dalton Tucker was out there trying to work with Picklesheimer to fight back up to the front. Speaking of which, Picklesheimer is currently sitting in 7th. So with a stroke of some decent luck here, being able to fix some of that damage, whoop, gets a little loose again. Hell, he's got to watch that left rear tire. That just thing seems just to be the bane of his existence here. That and the right front, so whatever he's got diagonally wrong with this car, he's not happy with it. He's led some laps tonight, but you would think he'd be treating that car a little nicer.
It's Cody Smith without a front end. That is boggling me right now. He's still up with the pack, but have some cars with some definite deficits.
Yeah. Well, that's up with the pack for now. He will be falling off pace. There he goes. As everybody else is marching out and away he goes. So now he's going to be playing chase. He just can't keep up with that kind of speed.
Yeah.
His top speed is 208. They're now leaving him at 213 and beyond. Yep, Matthew George will be the closest one. As Matthew George and Josh Conover have been doing a lot of wreck avoidance out here tonight, currently hitting 7th and 8th, which sounds horrible, but it's not. It's still a top 10 finish. But in the grand scheme of things, all the cars in front of him, it would prove to be otherwise.
Yeah, as long as they keep racing clean, the lap cars in front of them are no big deal. But speaking of top 10, Bobby Wetzel's sitting in top 10.
Yeah.
With no front and no back.
Yeah, he's still falling back, though. But we were talking to racing clean here. Nothing against Ryan Patty, but once again, he finds himself fighting through lap traffic. Guileless to the inside here, and now he's running up on our original blinker here of the race of Brandon Dunford. Now, Dunford's Tide machine goes up and actually stops him here around the outside.
Yeah, I can see why some of the rules changed to always having the lap cars in the front to block you. That's got to be a new thing for some of these drivers to experience.
Yes. I would say it is nice seeing that the lapped cars have an opportunity on the inside line to get back onto the lead lap. Like right now, they are currently 1 lap ahead of where they originally were. Now they just have to wait for the dreaded yellow flag. But in hindsight, it's a lot safer when these guys only had, a lucky dog around. But right now, you can't give 3 guys a lap back with a lucky dog.
No.
They marched Dunford out. Way by to Dunford as he is on his way back. That's him actually going past the 5th place driver. 6th place.
Heaven.
Yep. And not only, 6th place driver is back a little bit. Jameson Middlemiss is currently sitting 16th. That's the one shooting his inside there. So let's see how Dalton Tucker and Ryan Patty continue. Patty getting ready to look to the inside. He's got Guileless to the outside now.
Dylan Picklesheimer is right behind him.
Yeah.
That's our fastest rider of the night.
Yeah. Yeah, Picklesheimer definitely making it happen, though. Ryan Patty with a 42.03 is his best time of the night. He's really been on a roll here. Dylan Picklesheimer not far behind with a 42.07 with his best time of the night. Stella, we break past our 3/4 mark. And anybody out there in the chat, if you want to chime in as well, who's going to be our lucky one here? Who's going to be our upset? Ryan Patty getting broken away here. Lapped cars getting in front of Picklesheimer as it looks like Dunford comes back alive, back in the mix.
Yes, totally back in the mix. My goodness, just cut between 1 and 2 and is right back up here in the thick of things. Jay is out there saying he's expecting to see Cody Height come away with it.
Oh, Dunford is around.
Shoot.
Caution back out. As Dunford goes around, the time machine going to need to clean up more than that mess.
And look who he took out.
Is that Picklesheimer?
That's Ryan Patty.
No. That's Conover in pieces.
Yep.
That is Ryan Patty in pieces.
Yep.
Picklesheimer has the lead.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Followed by Dalton Tucker.
Well, I guess Jay puts his hands up in the air and gets what he asks for. As Cody Height, who has been a lap down, gets his lap back, will be on the lead lap, and now is in contention for a possible run for the lead.
There you go.
We'll talk about being 2 laps down, a couple of quick cautions here. One on back on lap 142, and we come 12 laps later for our next caution.
Yep.
Ryan, Patty, and Conover down for an extended amount of time.
Yes.
Let's see what we got here. Oh, man. Well, Ryan Patty getting that nose in there once again with a lapped car. This is the heartbreaker right there. Boom. And then Conover gets pushed by George, and that destroys the 2 of them.
Oh, did Matthew George get into it?
Matthew George pushed the back. It looked like he came into the back of Conover.
Oh.
And that's what sent him the rest of the way up the track. So we'll take another look at it here. Top side. Here's Ryan Patty taking a look. Dylan doesn't know he's there. Clips him here. This is where Conover. Clink.
There's Conover.
Watch the 5. Hey, buddy, let me help you there. Boom.
Oh.
Yeah, and that should have been middle miss there.
Middle miss. So.
As soon as he finally gets that hood secured, now we're going to go ahead and detach it again. So, pit strategy.
Come in and get everything done you could possibly do.
Yes, but we still may be short.
Oh. They've been running 40, 42. Oh my goodness, that only brings him to 197.
So they may be finishing one of these races Jeff Gordon style.
Run out in the burnout.
Yep, or on fumes crossing the line.
Yeah.
I've heard I think he finished. Where did he finish? I thought it was Michigan. He finished and he said the car cut off before he got to the line. He says sputtered coming out of 4 and then cut off.
So no donuts for you.
No, they had to push him straight into the winner's circle.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, he had nothing left.
So I got an update for you as far as that 200-mile-an-hour tape. Do you know that standard duct tape? What you really see when they put the big stuff on there is called Bear Bond. Bear Bond repair tape. And they say, do not get stuck to that. It is good for like major repairs. That's comes in big sheets. That's the ones they hold the hoods and the fenders on and that kind of stuff.
What Flex Seal tried to do.
Oh gosh. It is rubberized. It is waterproof.
Boom, pizza party.
So, but yeah, Bear Bond, one big word.
Bear Bond.
Yeah. Yeah, not B-A-R-E like naked. Bear like grrr.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would assume so. I was just thinking initiations. Welcome to the pit crew, Bear Bond. Got him.
Oh. Evil. Yeah, pictures of it across Jeff Gordon's car, holding the whole front end and fender in his DuPont 24. They use him as an example.
Boy, you're gonna have to hurry up here. Peckelsheimer's got to get caught back up to the pack. As he is working his way out of pit road. 156 is when he came down, 4 tires of fuel. Now, he's got to be feeling better seeing how late he pit.
Better this round, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. It may be a matter of a single lap that could save somebody here.
I love it. It's a nail biter.
Yep. Pace car lights are off. Third caution here of the night. Third? Fourth. Fourth caution.
That'd be...
Lap 7. We had one lap 29, 142, and then 154.
142. Yep. Duck me a day's pay.
All right, well, no napping now. Green flag is out. Bobby Wetzel currently holding an 8th as more parts of his car are getting reattached. He's got a bumper, he's got a hood, and he's got a rear bumper. Great job. Hats off to Bobby Wetzel's pit crew putting his car back together.
No deck lid, but hey.
Hey, we're getting there. We're getting there. I figure 2 more cautions, he'll have a full car.
You said they didn't have much of a spoiler anyway.
Robert Maxwell is saying only if he had a brain.
Oh.
All right, Mark Parkhurst in that number 1 spot. Brandon Sock sitting second. Nick Pressey sitting third. Pressey returning back to his original qualifying position again. Dalton Tucker sitting in 4th after an 8th place qualifying. And Matthew George with a 4th place qualify. Currently sitting top 5. So finally, looks like a driver from our Flatline Racing team is going to come alive and try to see if he can win this thing. Got to also give it out there to the driver of Kevin Gunther. Maybe a lap down here. But notice that car is mobile. 31 machine. Remember that right front wheel was cocked off to the side.
He is.
Yeah, so it must not have been a control arm. Looks like a little bit of a tie rod end there, wheel, and get it back together. He'll deal with the crooked steering wheel, just get it back out on the track. All right, I'd like to keep our eyes here on Brandon Socks. So far, these guys have figured something out, and this may be an excellent strategy here. Notice the breakaway. Parkhurst and Brandon Socks getting away by over half a second over the rest of the field.
That's the way you do it.
Yep. Right now, Pressy's trying to reach out there and grab him, though. Pressy is starting to make some headway. Not looking too bad here so far. That half a second lead is being cut down. Pressy able to close the gap. Dalton Tucker looking for a little help from Cody Smith, but isn't going to find much. He's missing pieces.
Yes, you can't push you with a bumper he doesn't have.
Yeah, Matthew George falling off track here. Well, not off track,
hey.
off the train.
Okay, off pace. Yeah, now mind you, the last time I've seen him up in the top 3 there, podium-ish, has been stage wins. And it was here at Daytona and in Atlanta. So he likes these big speedway tracks.
That he does. He's a heck of a driver at Talladega as well. So super speedways are definitely Matthew George's bread and butter out there. As they are chopping back forward right now. I think everybody's starting to realize we are starting to run out of time. Less than 40 laps left in this race. Picklesheimer has fought himself back up to the 6th position. Car's not looking too bad. Still too bouncy for him, though. And down in the digger cam there, we're still watching Parker, Socks, and Pressy sitting 1, 2, and 3. Dalton Tucker makes a shot for that 3rd position. He's going to have it. Pressy having to drop back to 4th now. Only Fords and Chevys sitting here in the top 4. Waiting for Cody Smith. Yeah. One pull-apart Buick is in 4th. Oh, man, into the wall. Cody Smith. Hard shot there. He's going to pay for that.
Yeah.
That right front wheel has got some damage now. He had nothing to protect it. He's into the wall, down to 8th, and he's still marching back, getting out of the way. That's Bobby Wetzel and Nathan Finnegan as they are in their damaged race cars.
My goodness.
Yeah, cars still in pieces out there trying to put it back together. Right now, Jay's got his hat on inside out, backwards and on top of his head here as Cody Height is now up to 7th.
Rally.
Yep, trying to get everything he's got. Give it right now. Give it up for Guileless. Right now, him continuing to stay out there on the track has fought himself up to the 19th position.
That's impressive.
Yep, that's putting Kirsch into the rear view. He made it 93 laps. Brady Moach made it 95. Now Guileless has made it 107. And that's after a 43-minute repair. Awesome job here. Awesome job. Let's keep an eye on our front 3 guys. Socks, Parkhurst, and Tucker, 1, 2, and 3.
And they are a close 1, 2, and 3. Nobody's running away with this one.
No. 1 second gap is what's separating these top 3 drivers. Pressy's trying to come up with some sort of an answer here, as Dylan Picklesheimer may see this one squeaking away. Stella, you may have some of our last updates out there of the last Daytona 500 that we ran here. This being the 5th annual Daytona, the 4th one. Picklesheimer placed where?
No.
I knew I'd get you. Every once in a while, I got to find something to trip you up and see if you're on it.
Yeah, no, I have. Let's see.
All right, we'll keep our eye on the battle for the lead as you continue to hunt. Mark Parker and Brandon Socks sitting here for the lead. Let's see if that Hooters machine can come in on top right now. He's got the inside line. If that were the final lap, he'd have beat him by 50 thousandths of a second. Parkhurst would have been looking at him out the netting. That is not going to matter here. Sox, Parkhurst, and Tucker, 1, 2, and 3. Moving on back, Picklesheimer sits 5th with Pressey in front of him, George behind him. Cody Height still sitting in 7th, looking to see if they can come up with an answer here, as it seems they are running out of momentum. That 155 is when everybody pit. I would expect to see everybody maybe 188 to 192. And that is going to be very, very close out there for who pits when. And does somebody not take tires? If somebody doesn't take tires out there, they could definitely make an upset. Definitely being able to pick up 13 seconds off a pit stop time. And that could be the change.
Or the death.
Yes.
I'm not sure how that would go.
That's why I said change. Take a look at Picklesheimer, now up to 4th. I think, I would guess Pressey's saying, hey man, y'all go ahead and lead. See if somebody's got a stronger car to get out front. And Pressey's going to see if he can follow along behind these guys and get up there. Right now, Picklesheimer's biting off a little more than he can chew as he drops below the yellow line. Good job by Matthew George by not turning him around. That's not helping their cause, though, as now that lead of the front 3 has gained up to 2 seconds.
That's a nice stretch.
So they're going to keep tumbling around up front. Parkhurst wants to make sure he helps these guys push farther and farther away, and it's working. Right now, Picklesheimer's still looking at a 2-second deficit. Matthew George and Cody Height got to come up with something here. But unfortunately, it almost seems the battle of 3s. It's Picklesheimer, George, and Cody Height. They do have a little assistance back there from Nick Giles. Might be able to get up there and help push. But there isn't much as this track has gotten separated. And can one of our top 3, are these the top 3 guys we're going to be talking to here at the end of the race? Well, we'll definitely know here in about 30 laps. Now would be a good time to shout out Simtrax Broadcasting. Guys, don't forget to check out SimtraxBroadcasting.com. All our past races and past leagues and even upcoming leagues. Check out the streams we have upcoming for you guys and what we've got scheduled out there. And you can definitely favorite or hit that notification bell. It'll let you know when we are getting ready to go live. That way you don't miss anything out there.
4th place.
Was Picklesheimer?
Yes.
All right. Well, he's sitting in 4th place.
You kill me. But I worked it out.
But each one of the current leagues that we are doing, they will have links to get a hold of them. If you were looking to join any of them, the USORL League that we host on Thursdays, the Bandit Racing League that we host on Wednesdays, and shifting to Mondays will be the National Oval Racing Association. Nora will be on Mondays in the Gen 4.
All right. And that's how I went and found out where Mr. Picklesheimer landed last time, is I went to Simtrax Broadcasting. I went to Our Work. It took me to the YouTube, and I was able to sort for Nora, and it shows all their last season's races.
Excellent. Yeah, we even do some charity events out there, but we'll see if anybody's having some trouble. Right now, I'm showing trouble on Nathan Finnegan. No caution.
Oh, no. He is devastated.
Dead is more like it.
Devastated? Sorry.
Oof.
Oh.
Was that him? Who was he getting into it with?
Dunno.
That wasn't Michael Mata, was it?
He's not out there. 84? No. Shoot.
No, that might have been Pressy.
Got a 94. How in the world did they that far back?
When you fall out of the draft, that's kind of it.
Yeah, that's Wetzel in front of him.
All right, so no caution. At 172, Finnegan's going to be down in the pit road. Cody Smith in the number 12. Looks like he is taking it back to the garage. That's going to give an opportunity here for Jameson Middlemiss to go ahead and pick up another position out there. All right, let's get back to it. And Stella, some of our people out there watching, their prayers have been answered. It looks like Picklesheimer has come up with a plan and has gotten up there.
Okay.
26 laps left to go. Our top three are no longer escaping.
Boy, they are. What do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Up to Bobby. No. No, we must have some lapped cars in here.
Nope, all 6 right here.
No. Okay, just 6.
Yep,
Got it.
Just 6. Bobby Wetzel and Pressy are sitting back about 17 seconds, and that is the number 17. We're sitting there, Brandon Dunford, lapped car.
Gotcha.
Now remember, the 17 had gotten caught up there with Ryan Patty on the track.
Yes.
Is there a possibility we may see a redo? So right now, Parkhurst really needs to mind his P's and Q's here. As if I were Brandon Sox, now would be a great time to fire to the inside and see if you can jam him on that lapped car. So far, they've been working pretty well out there together. So he may not do that and go ahead and live to fight another day here. Lapped car getting closer and closer here. Parkhurst and Sox.
Now, will they radio up? Yeah, and ask, high side, low side? Can we have one?
Not sure, but Picklesheimer is being blocked by Dalton Tucker. Boy, I'll tell you what. Picklesheimer might door Tucker here. That was a couple of turns there. You saw him try to make a couple of moves, and Tucker blocked him. Back and forth and back and forth. 17 down on the bottom, goes ahead and gets out of the way. So we will not have a redo.
Who else went way down on the bottom?
Looks like Cody Height might have fallen off the tracks here.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, hopefully Height is able to catch back up, currently sitting in 6th. It would be a Cinderella story if he can come back to it. But we still have at least one pit stop left. 23 laps left to go. Remember, they pit back on 155. We're on 177 now.
Ooh.
Yeah, Mark Parkhurst may be happy he's out there in the lead, but he is the one sucking the most fuel right now. And he has been for quite some time.
Yeah, I'm always intrigued by the draft makes him go faster when he has people behind him, but in the same respect, he's dragging him along in that he uses more fuel.
Yeah, right now looking at the track, Parkhurst has had the lead since, I believe, 158, and has been tumbling around back and forth out there with Brandon Sox and Dalton Tucker. He's had it 100% since lap 166. He has been leading for at least 15 laps here. Out front. May have to tuck in behind Brandon Sox to see if he can save it. Dylan Picklesheimer coming down.
Wow. Yeah, I think he's out of tires too.
Well, we'll see on the tire aspect here. And we'll double check.
That was ugly. Oh.
No.
Yes.
Yep, that's going to do it.
That hurt.
Yep. Yep, that's going to do it. He'd have to uncheck the tires to save himself.
Yeah, he was already going up for at least one.
Yep. All right. Drivers coming down pit road, starting to feel what he's got going on. Dalton Tucker, Matthew George, Cody Height. They're coming down as well.
Yeah, Parkhurst and Sox just don't want to give up that lead.
Yeah. Well, they may be trying to extend it as far as they can. Oh, yeah.
Bing, bing, bing.
Quick stop.
We got 3 of them.
And I don't blame him. You got to do it.
There is definitely some strategy there. Yep. That is a huge difference. I mean, in the newer cars, you're looking at a difference between, say, 6 seconds for fuel and 12 seconds for, fuel and 4 tires. This is the difference between 6 seconds and 22 or 23 seconds.
Yep.
To get those tires. So we will see how that pans out.
Yep. And who else decides to take them up on this?
Well, we're still waiting on the top 4 right now. Parkhurst, Sox, Wetzel, and Pressey to make their call.
Yep. All right, so we are watching currently the best of the best here of the Daytona 500. Unfortunately, we're going to go ahead and recap over our not-so-best. Right now, Brady Moats has taken it back to the garage after over an hour in the pits. Was unable to save that race car. 21st position for him. Made it 95 laps. Robert Kirsch is still out there, getting up to 20th spot. After about 49 and a half minutes, he's sitting 20th. Nick Geilis still mobile, sitting in 19th. He may have an opportunity to pass a couple more. Bob DeJersey, one of them, sitting in 18th currently, has taken it back to the pits. Michael Mata has taken it back to the pits as well. So a lot of these guys not having a good night here tonight. Moving on to Sam Taylor and Josh Conover. Both of those guys have been down pit road for over 25 minutes. So number 3 in some trouble here. He'll be finishing in 16th. Josh Conover will be finishing in 15th. Moving on to our next driver who took it back to the garage, Cody Smith in the number 12 Buick. We saw him clip that wall, and I don't think he was able to recover after that. Ryan Patty currently sitting in 13th is, I believe, 12 laps down, as well as Jamison Middlemiss. Middlemiss actually shooting around the track right now as he's exiting turn number 4. Coming up to the line. That's leaving us with Kevin Gunther and Nathan Finnegan. Finnegan now down another position here as the Middlemiss gets on around him. Boy, is Finnegan just unable to get a good night here tonight. Just a round of bad luck. Kevin Gunther, he's working his way back onto the track here. A lap 176 is the last time he's gone around. He's still got a boatload to go. Brandon Dunford in the number 17 Tide Machine. Sitting 9th, yep. Dunford's a boatload of laps down too. But still out there racing it though. But Stella, we talk a lot about some of these drivers, and look who is back in the lead.
No.
Well, Bobby Wetzel still has to pit, but he is currently in the lead. Out in front of Dalton Tucker by 9.3 seconds.
Way to go. You always ask, well, what happens when you have such devastating things? You need to ask him. So that's a heavy hit he took, and he is still out there doing his business.
Yep. I would say this would be a gamble here that if a caution were to come out, he could come down pit, get some more damage worked out, and he would be currently 8th. So,
okay.
Yeah, rather than going a couple laps down here, because that's what he's lining himself up for, unfortunately.
Well, everybody's so spread out now. I mean, what are the chances of having a caution.
Yeah. Few and far between, unless we come up on a lapped car, miscommunication, or somebody slipping around. But when Wetzel does come down into pits, Dalton Tucker will assume the lead unless something happens up front here. Speaking of happening something up front, that is Brandon Sox down on the bottom, and Matthew George.
Yes.
These are our quick stop guys. Picklesheimer with a 14.5 second time. Looks like he was able to uncheck the left sides and get back out.
Aha.
Yep. Cody Height with a quick stop. He is still hanging out in 7th. And I don't think he's going to be able to recover from that. 14 laps left to go.
And take a look at, Brandon Sox with an 11-second. That sounds like one side tires too.
Yeah, possibly.
Either that or a really, really bad guess, man.
Man, Dalton Tucker beating him at the line there. I think that's actually Ryan Patty, I think, re-emerging back from pit road.
Pretty?
What's that?
A 30?
Yep.
Yep.
Right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry to say this. This is our top 3 that have a decent separation out there from the rest of our field. 9 seconds out in front of Dylan Picklesheimer, who is trying everything he can to get back up there, looking to see if he can get some help from Cody Height. And maybe Ryan Patty out there, but they're quickly running out of time. I would say Bobby Wetzel is still out there.
He is.
At 155, as well as Nicholas Pressey.
Oh, he did not come in either.
No.
Okay.
I figure his time's going to be soon here. Unless Bobby
Brandon
Wetzel.
Dunford. How is Brandon Dunford still out there? And he came in on 151.
Yes. He's also he's also a few laps down.
He is, but I mean, that's still a long time to go for gas.
Yes.
Oh. Because he's only on lap 183. Because he's 6 laps down. Now I get it. But I keep reading that thing. If he only had a brain.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look at Wetzel still sticking it out, though. He's out in front by less than 3 seconds, though. Dalton Tucker's about to catch him here.
Ooh.
Matthew George helping push to the front there. All right, about 20 more miles left in this race. 10 laps left to go. Tucker, George, Sox sitting 2, 3, and 4 here. Wetzel's out in front by 1.5 seconds. That's him in the screen.
Cut it in half.
Wetzel's coming down. He was hoping something would happen.
Yeah.
I don't blame him for trying.
Nope.
Alrighty. So now it's up to these 3 here.
Do they stay friends?
I would say until last lap. Either 3 laps or the last lap.
Okay. Okay.
As we saw a little bit of the blocking that Dalton Tucker was doing to Picklesheimer. Before Picklesheimer came down pit road. Unfortunately.
Wetzel was feeling good about his car. You see why?
Yeah, so far, but it's not going to do him any good here.
Well, It keeps him out there quicker.
It puts him on the backstretch. And a chance of going a lap down here. Because this is them catching him. That's Bobby Wetzel.
Okay.
That's the leaders behind him.
He's counting on them not being friends for very much longer. And away he goes. If they do end up having issues within the last 3 laps, they just keep going. Since there's no green-white checkers.
No, it would finish under caution.
Oh, ooh. Okay. So now the one to watch would be Nicholas Pressey.
He is now currently a lap down.
Oh, I just got lapped. Okay. Yep. I was just looking because he was on the lead lap and he pit at 155 also. So just seeing how far these guys can stretch it.
Yep. Yep, not far enough.
I do not think I have seen a big race, you know, like a Daytona or Talladega, where we have less than the top 10 on the lead lap. I mean, that's the kind of thing you see at Bristol and Richmond. You know, you have only 5 guys, you know, still in the race. These guys have really been taking each other out. And themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, Josh Conover out there in the chat saying if the caution were to happen now, that'd be it. So right now, the longer Dalton Tucker stays out front,
the better.
Yeah, it's gonna be the make or break here. Still taking a watch here. Dalton Tucker starting in 8th position. Brandon Sox starting, I believe, from dead last position, sitting 2nd. And Matthew George, who started 4th, sitting 3rd.
All right. Finish out our top ones on the lead lap. It would be number 23, Mark Parkhurst, in 4th, Dylan Picklesheimer in 5th, and Cody Height still hanging in there, 6th place.
Yeah, those guys would have loved the caution come out about 10 laps ago, so they could get up and make something of this race. At least be able to make a bid for the lead.
Robert Maxwell is counting on lap 97.
Yeah. We're taking a look back off Dalton Tucker's machine here. Yeah.
Yeah, he does not want to be in the same place. You know, have the same thing happen that happened last year, that gave him his 3rd place finish. Happen to him now while he's up front.
Yep. All right, 3 laps left to go. You see Brandon Sox is starting to feel this one out a little bit. Does Matthew George try to get in the mix? I'm hoping he does. I would hate to see him kind of hang back and just kind of let it happen. So Matthew George off by half a second and starting to reel him in now. Wants to get a solid run to see if he can come away with a win. Running out of time, though. Dalton Tucker, Sox, George.
Let's see now. Sorry. You'll get that on replay. You think George is hanging back to see if these two wreck each other and he wins it?
Maybe.
Or is he
right
saying,
now we're kind of on edge here to see if these two are going to do something. Right now that is Matthew George trying to reel in Brandon Sox here. And Sox lining him up. Not yet.
Nope.
Not yet. It's not as much power as these cars have. Are they going to let it happen now? White flag is out. The 5th Annual Daytona 500 had come down to the final flag. Dalton Tucker out front of Brandon Sox here, only by 1/10 of a second. Matthew George now coming into play, 1/4 of a second behind. Dalton Tucker has been waiting this one out after a slight spin out there, has been able to recover. Dalton Tucker trying to break the draft. Drops down to the bottom. It does seem to help. Brandon Sox running out of steam here. Matthew George checks up. Decides not to send it here. Oddly enough, Stella uncontested. Dalton Tucker to the line.
Yep.
Awesome job here, Dalton Tucker. And the number 21 Sitco machine comes away with the win here.
Josh says first two-time winner of the NORA 87 500. So he must have won in somewhere 1 through 3 before Simtrax. See, BS before Simtrax.
Yeah. All right, hopefully we'll be able to talk to Brandon Sox out there. It's a rough race. But at least his comes to at least a positive ending. Awesome job here by Dalton Tucker. Great job.
And he had enough fuel to do his donuts. Yeah, I wasn't sure whether Brandon Sox was going to bring it on, because he did have that extra, I believe, either right side tires that he put on in his last stop.
All right. Excellent job here. Dalton Tucker coming away with the win. Let's go ahead and recap where everybody ended up here for the race. As Josh Conover's out there saying that Dalton Tucker won the first ever running of the Daytona 500 with the NORA Racing crew.
Excellent.
Back in 2021. Long time.
Nice.
Great job here.
Very cool. So he was no stranger last year to the podium.
No. No, not at all. Excellent job here. Dalton Tucker trying to blow the motor here.
Oh, I thought he was trying to kill the flagman. in a pile of smoke. Barney's up there.
All righty, let's go ahead and see if we can find our guys, and we'll be right back here, guys. Hold on. Alrighty, everybody. Finishing in third position, Matthew George in the number 5 Kellogg's machine. What a race it was here tonight. Talk to me about, kind of how this race unfolded from the very beginning for you.
Oh man, I gotta remember from 4 hours ago. Yeah, it started out really well. For the most part, I was just kind of taking care of my tires and really didn't start racing hard until that last stop there, where I almost messed up. Almost spun going into my pit box. So that was almost a big mistake, but for the most part, just tried to stay extremely clean, trying to stay out of wrecks, and it was a fun and exhausting time.
Flatline Motorsports had a heck of a time here tonight. What was the big key to your success and unfortunately their downfall?
I don't really know the answer to that. I guess luck was on my side. We tried to stay around each other and trying to help each other the best we could. I guess luck was just on my side tonight.
All right, well, speaking of luck, I wouldn't say it's luck. It almost seemed like strategy out there. Your last pit stop, fuel only. Was that the plan?
Yeah, fuel only was the plan. Thankfully, it worked out. At least for me and Dalton. I thought Brandon was gonna get it there because I think he was on 2 tires. And I thought he was saving his stuff for a last lap run, but I'm kind of surprised by that. I'm surprised older tires worked out better.
Yeah.
Me
Well,
too.
it almost seemed like all of you guys right there at the end, everybody tried to make a run, but there just wasn't enough steam to go behind it. So it made it a little tough. We thought there was going to be one last run. It looked like Sox was taking a look to the inside. You started getting closer to the 34 Chevrolet, but then everything kind of just fizzled out there right at the end. Was there just not enough time, or were the cars just plumb wore out and ready to go back into the trailer?
I'm thinking the cars were just completely worn out. Mine for sure was. My tires were dead. I was pushing as hard as I could. I was trying not to overdrive entry and focus more on exit, but it was not working. The last lap, I tried to get as close as I could to Brandon and loosen it up without wrecking, but it just didn't work.
Bummer.
But yeah, overall it was a good race. Hoping for a little more of an exciting finish, but the cars were just dead.
Tell you, your cornflakes look a little more like Raisin Bran right now.
All right, Matthew George, tough race here, buddy. Go and give me a shout outs and let's get you ready for Nora's regular season here coming up soon.
Yeah, I gotta thank everybody over there at Flatline, Josh, Dalton, Cody Height over on YouTube. Go follow him. You guys here on the broadcast, thank you guys for putting on a great broadcast as well. Really looking forward to the season getting started, and it's gonna be a fun one.
Oh yeah, well, we definitely hope so, especially moving into the different cars, buddy. It's going to be interesting. Matthew George, congratulations on your 3rd place finish, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Thank you.
All right. That's Matthew George coming away with the 2nd place finish here as Brandon Sox. What a wild run this was here, dude. We didn't count you out, but man, it was a heck of a run to back up to the front, especially starting from the rear of the field.
Yes, sir. Yeah, but it was a very eventful race. I know coming to that last run, I took 2 tires and they took none, but I think I come out a little too quick and I had a little slide there. Got my tires too hot. I ain't have nothing for him there at the end.
Yeah, well, Dalton Tucker had been putting on some moves, especially Dylan Picklesheimer back there, and a couple of other drivers, Bobby Wetzel as well, earlier in this run. Apparently, he had kind of dialed his car in to know what he needed to do to slow y'all, the Chevrolets and Wetzel's Buick down. Is there anything you could have changed tonight to kind of upset this one and pick up that last position?
Really, I think I about shot myself in the foot. I kind of I saw him going to peak with about 4 to go, and I I thought I had the tires to get back around him, and I flat didn't. I had nothing for him, and just had to ride. So yeah, I probably should have tried to stay out front a little bit longer, but hey, yeah, it be like that sometimes.
Yeah, it happens, man. Now, I want to kind of roll back a little bit. I believe it was all the way, let me see, back in, I think it was lap 129. I saw you floss through a wreck that was pretty wicked out there, involving Bobby Wetzel up into the wall. Now, I think he came back down, and I think you were able to slice through. How nervous were you that far into the race that your night might be over like theirs was?
I honestly, I thought we was all doing a good job, and I thought we was able to get past him, and he pulled it off the wall, and then boom, big old collision. Hey, I don't know how I got very, very lucky that I didn't get in that wreck. I should have checked up way more, I believe, but yeah, I didn't want to lose the pack. You know, that yellow didn't come out. That's the race.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's danged if you do, danged if you don't. If you accelerate through it, you're gonna hit somebody. But if you check up, a lot of times you end up getting rear-ended because somebody else isn't thinking the same thing, which is unfortunate, you know. But there's no way around it. Last question before I get your shout-outs here, Brandon. You know, you were out there working with a lot of drivers, but you almost seem to be flying solo a little bit. Is there anybody out there that you were like, man, this guy was somebody I knew I could work with? Or was there anybody out there that you said, man, this, I got to stay as far away from this guy as absolutely possible because he's a menace, or is there what chemistry did you have out there on the track just learning from these guys tonight?
I think it was real well. I think a lot of these guys, I could tell they could run this car. They was running the high side, which I was first scratching my head, but man, every one of them, they held that shit down, and it paid dividends in the end. I recognized a few names. I knew Ryan Patty was one of the highest I-rating fellas in here. But yeah, I had my eyes on him. I was trying to work with about everybody, trying to let people go by and whatnot. Try to be a nice guy. But yeah, I really enjoyed the race. I think it's a good group of guys.
All right, man. Go and give me a shout-out while I got you up here.
Yes, sir. I just want to shout out Nova League. I appreciate them putting on this event, and I appreciate you guys at SimTrax Broadcasting for streaming it.
All right, appreciate you, buddy, and I hope you're able to show this to a couple of your friends out there at some of your moves you were able to do out there in that Hooters 34 Chevrolet and come away with the second place finish. Hopefully we'll see you again next year or in this upcoming Norris season.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
Congratulations. Bye, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, Brandon Sox, not bad. As we talked to Dalton Tucker, which I'm fairly certain I've talked to Dalton Tucker before, but not in this league. Talk to me, Dalton. What a race this was here, right here at the end. You were able to fend them off.
Yeah, that was stressful. I have never, ever felt like I was on ice like I was that last 20 laps or so. That was the most gut-wrenching thing, and I think Brandon probably had me, and he didn't really realize that he had better grip than me, but it was a heck of a finish.
Yeah, even the two guys behind you were saying they just had nothing for you. You were able to just outmaneuver them. I know Picklesheimer tried to give you a run, and I keep pointing that out to your viewers and even our guys here in the podium positions. It almost looked like you were doing a little bit of blocking back there as you were sitting in third. He was aiming in fourth as you were kind of feeling out the track, making sure no one was going to get between you and the and victory lane here tonight.
Yeah, it was kind of like a game kind of with everybody. There's times where you can kind of give and take, but then there's times where you want your position and you don't want to. Someone gets to your outside, you may lose 3, 4, 5 spots. So it was kind of a game between everybody, and at times you kind of play it a lot tighter than other times during the race.
Yeah, there were a couple of positions out there and a couple of things I do want to note that you had fallen back some fierce amount of time and were able to come back to the front 3 or 4, I believe, that had broken away. You had caught back up to the field, and one situation more notably is your almost spin out there as you almost taking that right rear tire, sliding it along the track as you were able to keep that car all in one piece. I mean, how gut-wrenching was that, middle of the race, almost sliding out of control there.
Yeah, it's like I caught the right rear on the entry to one, and it just upset the car just enough that pretty much from the entry to one all the way to the backstretch, I mean, it was wrecking, and I completely thought that was the end of it with everybody. I was in second at that time, so everybody's right behind me, and I was like, there's no way I'm making this out. And I lost a lot of time there, but got lucky with the caution, so it definitely helped when that came out. And without that, I was just going to lose time at that point, being just a solo car. But sometimes you get lucky, and a lot of these Daytona races definitely play out that way with cautions near the end.
All right. Man, oh man, you are the first two-time winner here of the Daytona 500 with the NORA League. This is this is pretty impressive, man. It seems you've got Daytona down to a science. I think I've seen you racing here with the NORA Racing League, but more part-time than anything else.
Yeah, I don't know if I still am, but I know at one time I've been in NORA for a long time, but more in the past, and I think I may still be the all-time win leader, but I'm not 100% sure because it's been some time since I ran. But being the first two-time winner, I mean, with the guys in here like Josh and Matt and really just everybody, I mean, it's tough to do. It's tough to win just one of them.
Yeah, well, I know a few other drivers, Jacob Malone, Vincent Arthur, just to name a couple of them out there. They got some new talent out here. I think you might want to come back and see if you can put yourself back in winner's circle with those guys as you did here tonight. What can you take away from this race that, transfers to any other league or any other races you did tonight? I mean, is there anything you learned here tonight that you can take away?
It may translate a little bit to like the new Gen 4 that's coming out. Most of the next gen stuff that I do, I don't know if it would correlate very, very well, but I mean, overall, it's still a competition. It's still racing, so the mindset's still the same. And just kind of, maybe the racing's different, but overall, it's still very competitive, very hard, and just putting yourself in a position near the end's the biggest thing. And like tonight, I'm sure y'all saw it plenty of times, getting on and off pit lane. It was either a maker or you're either going to make it or break it. And I think that really hurt a lot of good people, their chances tonight.
Yes, 110%. We saw a lot of drivers missing the pit box. We saw a lot of them missing pit road entirely. Some guys speeding. I mean, it was just, and not only that, just then the few of the wrecks that may have caught some of these guys up. Dalton Tucker, congratulations on your win here tonight, buddy. Go ahead and give me your shout outs and anybody, your sponsors and people out here watching.
Just as always, I like to shout out just the people that invited me. So Josh and them at Flatline. I saw this posted on Facebook, and being a previous winner, I was like, I got time. Let me come back, see if I can get me another one. So just shout out to Josh. He's had a great league for years and years. It's tough to keep on going like this, so that's pretty awesome. Appreciate y'all in the booth. Can't wait to go back and just watch the whole thing and different things that happen. In the car, the racing was awesome. Hopefully it translated to the broadcast, and we'll see how the season goes. I think they're doing a Gen 4, so might have to give that a crack this year.
I highly recommend it. These guys are very good in the Gen 4s. Dalton Tucker, congratulations, man, and we'll hopefully we see you back on the track soon.
All right, appreciate it.
Stella, Dalton Tucker coming away with a win. He seems so calm and cool about the win. Not, like, oh, man, that was a piece of cake. That was a chip shot. He's just, hey, man, it's tough to come out here and race. It's hard to come out here and put down some solid times, and it's a great group of guys to race with, and I couldn't agree with him more.
I was just thinking the same thing. It's just what you were saying earlier. So here it's not just the broadcast crew that thinks so, but the guys out there on the track. They love it too. Come join us.
Awesome. Yep. And there are definitely a ton of different ways. I've told you guys how many different ways. But Dalton Tucker even notes it's out there on Facebook as well. So Nora definitely out there reaching out to everybody. Guys, appreciate you joining us here at SimTrax Broadcasting. That's it for us here with the National Oval Racing Association and the 5th Annual Daytona 500. I will see all you guys with the NORA Racing League here on the 29th of January to kick off the Gen 4s. So be well, be safe, be kind, and we'll see all you guys next time.